I'm Shane.
And I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
Episode 44?
Sure, we'll go with that. That sounds right.
Everything starts to bleed together after a certain point. I mean, up until right now, really. Like,
Yeah.
we've been doing pretty good.
We were pretty
keeping up with
good
this.
keeping track. And then it's like, man, we're getting...
Man, the closer to the year, the harder it is to like keep that, right? Like,
we gotta remember not to skip over 50.
I was talking with someone on social media, and they were like, "Have you done this movie? Have you done this movie? Have you done this movie?" And finally, I had to decide to be like, "You can go look."
You'd have to go look. There's too many for me to remember every one of them.
I said, and then they were like, "Can't we just keep doing this?" And I was like, "I mean, we could play this game all day. I'm having fun, and it's inspiration for things that I haven't thought of." I said,
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not. I mean, I can't remember. I'm constantly having to look back.
Right. I'm doing the research for you at this point.
That's what I told them after a certain point. I was like, when you've got over 40, I said, there's a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Take a look. Sure, you'll find something. All right, I think we can go ahead.
Yeah,
and
since you already mentioned the
social
Instagram.
media, so we can get these socials done. So we always start with our meta apps. The meta apps, the big three. That's going to be Facebook, Threads, Instagram, as Bo said.
Yep.
Those are all going to be Kentucky Fried Critics. No spacing, no hyphens, none of the fun stuff, no characters.
No fun lore for it. It's just blah.
Just a slash or an ad at the beginning. You know how it works, hopefully by now. Whichever one you see everybody else using.
Pick your favorite. Right.
Well, that might or might not get you to the wrong place, depending on what app. You might be finding somebody that's using the at as part of their profile name and then just getting the wrong people.
Well, maybe you'll make a new friend. I don't know.
But then at that point, they might be...
Yeah, they're not our friend, I guess.
And they might be cosplaying us, yeah.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if they try to find Kentucky Fried Critics, but they accidentally find at Kentucky Fried Critics?
That's gimmick infringement, sir.
That's what I was getting at. We got to be careful.
Yeah.
So make sure you look to see what other people are using. Use that one. That'll get you to the right us, for sure.
Just follow the line.
Exactly. After the meta apps, we'll hit you with the YouTube.
It is our favorite.
Used to not be.
No.
Used to have a lot of problems with that
I did. If you go back to some of the early episodes, I'm just like, I'm fighting somebody. This is bullshit.
But now we have grown to love our Riddick family.
The home of our mascot, the Riddick Rat.
Which we have now got up as a picture.
Yeah, the profile picture. Yeah. So if you didn't know, that's Riddick Rat.
Yeah. Don't be alarmed. It is still us. We just wanted to update and freshen things, like we wanted to show off some of that fan art that's come in.
That's what that is. A fan drew us that.
We're also starting to hide those in thumbnails in case people
so you can go look for him.
But yeah, we're going to be trying to move forward doing that. So try to keep your eyes peeled, look around, see if you can find those.
Yeah, just put it in the comments. I saw him. He's over there. More games to play with us online.
We're just trying to make this
as interactive as possible.
Do what we can, for sure. So again, to find us on YouTube, that's going to be youtube.com/@KFCRiddics.
There you go. Come hang out with us. Like, comment, subscribe.
Share.
Follow.
The things. Do the things. The many things.
The many things of internet that you all know how to do.
After YouTube, we're going to hit you with our actual website. Again, that's just kind of a hub.
Yep.
It's a place you can find all of this stuff that we've already talked about. Some extras. Our socials, if you want to find us separately. It's just a place to find all of this stuff.
Yep, we just where you put everything into into a bulk.
The episodes you can download from there. I think that it links to YouTube from the webpage.
Oh, I hope so.
So the website's going to be shows.acast.com/Kentucky-fried-critics.
Some nice slow jams this time for my hyphens.
Really, no British invasion?
I did consider the whole, like the...
Yeah, like the birds. Yeah, like the
shit,
crazy...
but my shoulder my shoulder hurts, and I don't think I can do the head move.
I'll give you that's fair. Yeah, that was a good dance.
I tried.
Nice hyphens.
Thanks. Got to respect the hyphens.
That's right. Always got to pull it back. So then before we're completely done with our socials, we've got one more we got to take care of. That's
the old suggestion box.
The original, the OG, the one that's existed longer than all of the others.
The email. We still use that.
Yeah, no, we get emails fairly regularly from people and things and places.
It's one of those things. It's like, yeah, fuck you. It's old, but still works just fine.
Does what it needs to do. That one's going to be much like all the earlier stuff. It's just KentuckyFriedCritics@gmail.com. There's no hyphens, no spacing, no capitalization, no special characters.
Nothing.
Just
nice and easy, simple to find. If you got movie or beer suggestions, this is where you need to send them.
All right, we can go ahead and get into what we're doing here today. So, Bo, before we start anything, why don't you hit them with what we're drinking?
Man, today we got some local brew from our very own Sawstone Brewing Company here in Morehead. The Shag Bark Brown Ale.
That's right, Shag Bark.
Shag Bark. What do you do with that? What kind of movie could we do?
The only thing you can do with shag. I mean, we don't even got.
Yeah,
we don't got to beat around the bush.
Yeah, dude. Austin Powers, man. Shag me, baby. Yeah.
Now, obviously, we wanted to go ahead and just tell you that before we move any further. Let's say a few things about this, since we are doing it, like we said, a local.
Our friends here in town.
We need to say some things off the first sip. So again, for people that don't know, we had to ask them. And again, this is one of the nice things that we can do whenever it's a local place. Is we can ask them things about it, right? We wanted to make sure where this name came from,
what the name was,
what that meant,
what Shag Bark meant.
We were like literal trees. Yes, yeah. Literal trees, guys. So shag bark is just like loose bark. This being shag bark from hickory trees that they toasted and then boiled into the beer. This stuff, initial tasting. Again, guys, well, you know how this works. We'll tell you more when we get to the end. Initial tasting,
foresty,
campfire,
campfirey. Yeah,
that toasted wood.
I'm going camping. Right.
This might not be everybody's cup of tea, but if you are outdoorsy, if you like the smell of campfires, right, you're gonna like this. It is good.
It's
the aftertaste is definitely that aftertaste.
Right.
You gotta
like what the fuck
you gotta like the woods. If you don't like the woods, that aftertaste might be a little
hickory smoked beer.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
So kudos to you, Sawstone. We love you. Do more.
Yeah, do more.
Like this. This is great. A great movie. We had to, like we said, this is Austin Powers. We had the first one, International Man of Mystery. We had to do this. You guys know us. We usually try not to do like the mega popular movie, or if we do
super hits.
If we do, it's like Little Shop of Horrors, where it was mega popular, but like society forgot.
Yeah, somehow it just gets like, oh, that's a cult classic. It's like, no, that was a box office smash.
It was the biggest fucking production of the time. But this one is none of those things. This one is just the one. It was in the zeitgeist. Everybody knows it. You've seen it. Yeah. You've referenced it. Even if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, you know it. You know, like if someone says Austin Powers to you, you already have the mental image. Yeah. Right? You have the blue crushed velvet suit in your head.
Oh, behave.
The white frilly
frock.
Yeah. You know, like
cravat.
Yeah, cravat. I was ready to say. I got it down.
I wrote it down too.
By no means is this one of our typical type of movies. But also, like we said, you can't see the word shag
and not think Austin Powers.
If your head, obviously you're showing us how young you are. If you're seeing the word shag.
And not immediately doing that.
And not thinking of Austin Powers. Because even if you're older, you were a child.
Yeah, this is technically a movie I probably shouldn't have saw.
But so, you get what I'm saying. This is the kind of thing that our parents loved because they were watching the movies from the 60s.
Yeah.
Our grandparents loved because they were probably taking our parents to those movies in the 60s. You get what I mean?
Yeah. This whole movie is just a love letter to that.
It spans generations, right? And so, yes, if you don't instantly have the image of Austin Powers in your head when we say the name, I know you are younger. It's not that you are old.
What do you think the tipping point of that is? About 20 people that are under 20?
Under 22, 20. Yeah, something like that. It's the younger edge of Gen Z / the older edge of Alpha.
Is that the new ones?
Yeah.
Why do they get to be Alpha?
Yeah, so at this point, we have definitely said more than enough about the beer, the brewery. Let's get into
the actual movie.
Before we start everything, we're going to have to kick this one super old school. If you've been with us for a while, we used to only hit one or two highlights of who's in the movie. And then
when they got to them, we'd do the guest stars.
Yeah.
Or those guys.
Yeah, and then we kind of thought we'd streamline it and put them only in the beginning. There's
too fucking many.
We want to keep this rolling. So
we'll be here for 30 minutes just listing off actors and what they did.
Yeah. So all I'm going to do real quick for who's in this movie is just hit our base couple here. Yeah. That's really what's important. Everybody else we can kind of mention as
main character and love interest.
Yes. That's going to be Mike Myers, obviously, as Austin Powers. This being the first movie he really played a real character.
Yeah.
Like a live action real character. Because again, that's what he's famous for, right?
His character work in Wayne's World.
But even Wayne's World, that's what I was saying. Wayne's World is grounded. This movie was a real character. This is a piece about this guy that's completely crazy.
This wild ass sex symbol from the 60s.
I believe Wayne is a guy.
Fuck, I was Wayne.
You know what
just
I'm saying?
sitting on my couch fiddling with
that's
guitars.
That's just a dude I believe is real. This is not. This is the first time Mike Myers really got lit off the chain in a movie, like in a vehicle he's running. Yeah. Because prior to this, like we said, it was Wayne's World 1 and 2. It was So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, yeah. I like that movie.
It's a good movie, but again, not
crazy, wacky.
It's a normal guy.
Yeah,
it's normal Mike Myers. Even more so normal than anything else. Like, that's the most normal.
Yeah, that's
Mike
the most
Myers
normal one
he's ever been, really. But yeah, so this is the first time that we all really got to see, unless you were an SNL fan, the true depth of the craziness that Mike Myers might get into for a character. And he did. I mean, he fully embraced every bit of this character.
Is acting for the bleachers in this movie, man.
100%. And it was perfect.
Great. It wouldn't have worked otherwise. If you tried to do like a more subdued performance or some shit, this would have been a terrible fucking movie.
Well, even if you would have done the performance of the people that he was technically basing this character around, like Michael Caine was definitely never this fucking bombastic.
No.
Yeah, not at all. He 100% was just like driving this to the 100th degree, right?
He's like, what if I did Michael Caine, but on a lot of drugs?
Right. That's basically what I would say.
Michael Caine's always like, I was on a lot of drugs.
Like we said, the only other person we're going to mention right now is going to be his main love interest in the movie. That's going to be Elizabeth Hurley playing Vanessa Kensington. Elizabeth Hurley is a smoke show. She has always been...
Still is. What are you talking about?
Well, I said always been.
Always has, always will be. Complete and utter smoke show. We love Elizabeth Hurley. My earliest crushes, man. Dude, I had the Austin Powers poster with her on it and shit. Fuck yeah, dude.
But like we said, we'll save everybody else. I guess we forgot. We can go ahead and say this. Mike Myers is also
plays Dr. Evil.
If you are of that super young generation,
if you're 10 and you haven't seen it yet, he has a dual role. He plays Dr. Evil, the bad guy,
antagonist and protagonist. That's right.
He gets to fight himself, basically. And we all want to do that at least once, right?
Everybody else, like we said, we'll save for you when we get to them. There's no real reason to hit everybody in the.
A lot of them are like in the same room together, so we can get them in groups.
yeah. Well, because again, usually they're here for. I mean, they are
scene.
These are real quick, usually cameos. Like these are this cameo. Right?
Yeah,
like, I would use that word. These are not starring roles. This is not an actor being in the movie.
Yeah, no, most of them are just like, hey,
they are essentially there to be a visual on the screen.
Crack a couple of jokes maybe, and then they're gone.
And then go away.
Jesus, boy, what did you eat?
Those are the kind of things.
Yeah, those kind of things.
All right. On that note, since we're not doing anything special, we can definitely roll into it.
Start the show.
That's right.
Start the show.
Again, this is the movie that started the franchise. I just want to point that out one more time in case you guys are looking at the wrong Austin Powers before we start.
It's not. We'll get to those. We'll probably end up doing the rest of them at some point.
Again, we will reiterate. International Man of Mystery.
First one.
Make sure you get the right
subtext or whatever the fuck.
Because if not, you're in the wrong place.
You're watching the wrong movie. You have no idea what we're talking about.
All right. So music. You know,
dude, this is the most 60s spy movie fucking music.
It's tons of British invasion.
Right.
Because again, he is swinging, and it starts off with that. It gives you full tilt. We're going to be in this world. We love it.
Yep.
And just be ready for lots of it.
Some of these songs had to have been expensive to get because a couple
we've had this conversation before, right? Like,
it's in the 90s, right? Yeah, I keep fucking trying to do it from modern standpoint.
It's either that they didn't cost as much or that people were just willing to spend more on it. I don't know which it is, but yeah, I mean, in the 90s, it was just very different. Most movies had crazy, wicked soundtracks. You know what I mean? Like,
we need to go back to that.
Very few of them were using like generic music and stuff. Yeah, they were using. And even if they were using something that wasn't like an actual pop hit, they were paying
a band to make a song for it. Or they were
paying fucking Danny Elfman to come in and make. Yeah. I mean, like that's what they were doing back then. That would have cost you just as much to buy all these songs.
Yeah, it would have.
To pay for Danny Elfman.
Elfman ain't cheap.
But the 90s were an era where those were the types of things you did. You know what I mean? Like the music mattered.
We need to go back to that, man.
The real beginning is just the spy, the generic.
Yeah,
right?
with the horns.
Yeah,
as we get introduced to Dr.
Evil's. I thought that was so funny that they're using the spy music for the bad guy.
For the bad guy.
Because that's
usually like the James Bond's sting, right?
It definitely sounds more like it's supposed to be the spy versus the villain.
Yeah.
Right? Not just me.
No, that's how I felt about it.
We hear the music. We pan across Dr. Evil's
henchmen
and his henchmen that are there. We don't see him yet.
No.
This is important.
Total Inspector Gadget style. You just get like his hand with the cat,
Petting
Mr.
the cat.
Bigglesworth.
We know he's bald. We already know he's bald.
You can see
we could see the dome. But as we pan across the table, we see a lot of the henchmen, right? So we see Generalissimo.
Yeah, Generalissimo. We got Jurgen, the mad German scientist. Frau Barbissina.
Mustafa, and then
2 random ass people. I don't know who they are.
I only know this for one of them because I was making sure to try to read the things on the buttons.
I was too, the buttons.
So the guy with the hook and the
hook and the cigar
watch, he is Don Luigi.
Don Luigi, the hook.
Apparently, that guy was supposed to be a mob
guy with a pirate hook hand.
Never would have pegged that. Well, no. And also like the aristocratic
gold watch
to everything else about him, right? Like, what about that?
I didn't get Italian mobster from him,
but that's who he was. But so it almost doesn't even matter. We are setting up for you a lot of these people that are literally dead.
Yeah, they're literally dead right now.
He literally
Dr. Evil is like, I have the world's greatest assassins here, but none of you can kill Austin Powers, so die.
And he just slowly pushes.
My favorite one is he kills the scientist dude, and that Generalissimo starts laughing his ass off, like, ha ha, fuck you, die. And then he goes.
He kept two people.
Two people, Mustafa and Frau
Barbissina.
There you go. He said it correctly.
In the air of stopping, like we said, Mustafa
is Will fucking Ferrell.
97, earlier than every other Will Ferrell we've talked about so far.
Yeah.
And he definitely has a part to back up the fact that this is earlier than any other time in his career.
Tiny ass little part.
Well, and you have to know it's him.
Yeah,
right?
You have to know that's Will Ferrell.
He's wearing the
fez and the glasses.
The hair is
his hair's kind of curly.
It's either fake or he's got the
you know that's a wig.
Black spray. I don't know. Have you seen his hair when he grows it out? It's pretty fucking curly, dude.
Yeah, it's fair.
So it could go either way.
It's attached to the hat.
I'm just saying it could go either way. But he's rocking like a darker skin tone. We're not going to address that. I'm not saying
he's tan. He wouldn't got a tan.
But he's the sunglasses.
Right.
You cannot see facial features.
If you didn't know, you'd be like,
if it weren't for the fact that later on, because right now he doesn't even speak. Like, it's really hard to know who
he just sits there.
Later on, we'll get to hear him speak. And if it weren't for that, it would make it super hard. But obviously, when you hear Will Ferrell,
you're like, oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so just Mustafa and Frau Barbissina.
I'm glad you can say that damn last name. Barbissina.
Yep, that's it.
That's right? Okay.
Yeah, it's just those two. He says because they're going to be the ones that he trusts to take out
Austin Powers.
His rival.
Yeah.
Right? My question to you right now becomes, is his plan already to freeze himself? Because as a kid, I always thought that was like a reactionary plan. Like
that's
was
what
his
I thought. Like that was like last ditch. Oh, I'm fucked. I gotta get out of here.
But this scene would lead you to believe he's already setting things in motion for when he's not there.
He really didn't have any good faith for that assassin that's about to come up here in a little bit, did he?
Well, you know what I mean? Though?
Yeah. Like, I expect that this assassin shall fail. Mustafa, prepare the cryo chamber.
Well, no, he was good. He was good there because that was still fine because we know he takes a shot from the raft, so that was good. If he would have succeeded, he would have known not to get in the chamber.
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
guess so.
But the fact that obviously his plan right now, like you said, was that there was a good possibility the guy was going to fail and he was going to get on.
Just already setting in motion.
Well, because if not, there's no way. You know, the big boy itself didn't house. Jumping ahead just a second.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Second, not very much. But the big boy itself didn't house this layer.
No, it's
right. So literally, unless the layer was also hidden in this club,
it's in the basement. Maybe.
You see what I'm saying?
It is super weird that the egg pod is in the club with the big boy on the roof. Nobody questioned that. Like, why is there a Frisch's big boy on top of the fucking roof? We haven't even got to that part of the movie yet.
Well, I mean, it's not that
it's like 30.
Yeah, we just have one little cut. We finally meet Austin real quick,
and we get our awesome theme song.
Exactly. Like this is a scene where we can talk a little bit about it, but it's not like we're going to talk as long as it is.
No, it's like 5 minutes.
It's a long scene. He gets introduced. It's totally 1960s. Like if you've ever seen any kind of like 60s Technicolor dream coat type.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Jesus Christ Superstar. It's
all
one
that
of
shit.
those type of like really long,
bright fucking song and dance things. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, all that shit.
He's hiding from everybody.
Yeah, all the women are chasing him and shit.
And the hiding scene, the part where he's hiding, if you need to know what this is, if you've ever seen A Hard Day's Night, the Beatles movie, it's literally
a scene from that.
Well, it's not exactly, but that's what they do. It's
they
just
hide
scenes
behind
of
the
them,
magazine.
Well, yeah, it's them hiding as like the throbs of women go chasing after them.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's
Yeah.
Austin running from women, and then there's like a parade. My favorite is the backflipping cop randomly.
Oh, all of the cops.
Yeah, he's just over. He's all standing there, all official for a second. The parade comes, and he's like, "Oh, sweet parade, backflips."
There's actually two of them. If you see, one goes one direction, another one comes off camera. And
yeah, that other guy comes in.
No, he's a cop too.
Oh, is it?
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They're both cops, man. Both of the cops are flipping.
See, the cops in England are way more fun than here. They get in on it.
The guy you can't tell until he stops, and that's the problem. Is that when he's flipping, you can't tell that he's.
And by that point, Austin's the main thing in frame, so you're not paying attention anymore.
Yeah, and then Austin gets his chance to flip, though, right?
Yeah, he goes and does the flip into the shag wire
as Mrs. Kensington pulls
in. Right, gets away from the mob finally.
This car is amazing.
I love this car.
It's a Jaguar. Give me a second. I had to look it up. You know, I'm not a car guy. It's a Jaguar Type E. I love this thing.
Dude, with the Union Jack fucking paint job.
I don't even care if it's got that. I just love that tiny
tiny little
grill that looks like
air
a mouth
grill
almost.
thing. Yeah,
I love that look on a car, dude. Plus, I'm a short guy,
and it's super low to the ground.
It's a very short car. It would make me feel tall in comparison to most other cars.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes,
I would not fit in this car.
I have very vain reasons for appreciating this car, but I do appreciate this car very much.
I got in this car, like my knees are like up in my chest and shit.
Yeah, so he flips into the car, lands perfectly in the passenger seat.
He's slick.
I want to say very forward of a man in the swinging 60s to let the woman be driving.
Yeah, right. He's totally fine with having Mrs. Kensington.
But before we get into the rest of this movie, where he is not a very forward,
right?
Man,
this is about as far as it goes.
It really is. But I'll give him the couple of points there because he needs them before we start to get into the rest of it. He definitely, he is a product of his time. 100%, 100%. Well, even some of that. We'll get there. Even some of that.
Yeah.
Once he gets in the car, though. Instantly, I mean,
as soon as it's in the car,
seconds, right?
They kind of talk for a second, and his communicator is doo.
I have such a problem with this thing, right? This is supposed to be the 60s.
Yes,
this is two-way communication
via video
in his car.
Yes,
on a legitimate television screen. I mean, there's no.
Yes, it pops out of the it just smooth, pops down and there's
like
a screen.
The smooth, right? Where's the camera? What's getting live feed from it?
In the 60s, cameras were huge.
Now, I will say, I thought the same thing too when I watched it the first time. On like the second or third watch, I did notice though that it could just be that it's playing a video.
Ah, yes.
That's still crazy because how did he get delivered it? What is the formatting? Who made that?
I mean, Super 8.
But again, how did it get? Again, that was a live message just recorded for him then.
Messenger pigeon delivered it into the car, and Mrs. Kensington caught it and threw it in. Well, spent 10 minutes feeding the tape through the thing.
I found one solution, but it caused its own problems. Is what I was getting at. But so if you do watch the clip, though, at no point does he speak to Basil. The only time he speaks is at the very end when Basil's finished and he's like, "Oh, of course we'll go." Which could just be an exclamation.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
So it could be two-way?
It might not be two-way. But that doesn't cause any kind of real solution because that still isn't something that could have existed in 1967.
No.
We will bring up later the only reason I have an actual problem with this being in the movie. Because if we're just going by 60 spy standards, that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. James Bond had way crazier shit.
I've got no issues with this being a 60s spy invention, right? Later, when we hop into the future, I have an issue.
I have an issue, and I will address it.
Right, and it comes back to now. That's why I wanted to thoroughly make sure people understand what we're looking at right now, because later on I have to move off. It's gonna make me mad.
It's gonna make you mad.
So he does it. He gets to hear all the stuff from.
Hello, I'm Basil Exposition from British Intelligence.
I love this because it's the reason why I know exposition as a word today. Like,
right.
I know this because, again, like I was like 13.
What a weird name, exposition.
When this came out. And so then when I actually did get exposition as like a vocabulary word, I was just like,
I know
and
that
I
word.
made the connection. Oh, because that's what he does.
He gives us exposition.
And then I was just like, ever since that 13-year-old had that click moment, I was just like, oh my God. And so like literally like if I see the word exposition, I think Basil.
Basil. Yes, he's the poster child for exhibition.
It's true. It's instantaneous for me. It's just automatic. I can't help it.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, he starts right now with his exposition. And one of his funniest pieces of exposition is the fact that every time he talks, he has to remind you that his name is Basil
Exposition.
which is exposition in itself, because at some point you do know him, so he doesn't need to tell you that.
Yeah, but every time he
tells you like he's telling you for the
very first time.
Because, and then, technically right now we have no way to know for sure, because he says it to Austin, right? Would you agree? He sounds like he's in this video like it's the first time, like he is saying, "Hi, Austin."
Could be his first day.
It could
be,
but we don't know.
No, but then later it's every freaking time he calls him. It's like, hello, I'm Basil Exposition from British Intelligence.
And so it's like, oh, that's just how he introduces himself.
This is what he does.
But yeah, so Basil tells him that
Dr. Evil has a trap set for him. I wrote it down. I got it. At the Electric Psychedelic Pussycat Swingers Club in downtown London. That's a hell of a fucking title.
In swinging
downtown London. Sorry. Because it's the 60s, you see.
You have to make sure you drop the word swinging.
Yep.
As many times as possible. And this movie will not let you forget.
No.
Now's when we finally get to see our shot of the big boy. Like we've already talked about it.
Yeah, they roll up to the building and there it is.
We talked about how weird it was, and it is. It's very weird to see.
Because you got this cool club
thing, Big Boy is an American invention.
Big Boy.
It would stand out like a sore thumb.
It's like, why the fuck
is that? To see a Big Boy in London in the 60s. Like that.
Right.
Like this is when Big Boy wasn't even all the way around the country in America.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. It's been really crazy in the 60s.
To see that. Oh, I'm telling you. And on top of that, let's point out, so Dr. Evil is American.
Yeah, because he talks like this.
But later on he tells us he grew up everywhere else. But I mean, he had to have been in America. Like right? Yeah, the accent. He has the fascination with Big Boy.
Yeah, because he looked out from the orphanage window every day and saw the big boy with his massive hamburger, and I thought to myself, one day, dear Evil, you shall have your big boy. How'd you like that? That was off the top of my fucking head. Yeah. A little monologue for you all.
The big boy definitely has to be a thing that he wanted.
Yeah.
Which also addresses the weirdness of this club, right? So this club is
a front for Dr. Evil to catch.
But like I said,
Austin?
I don't feel like the club is the place that the henchman lair was from the first opening. So he just had a meet. Like you said, it's just here to be a trap.
Money laundering. It's a front.
I guess maybe he owns
you gotta have some legitimate businesses.
Number 2 tells us later.
Oh yeah,
chemicals.
And
they're in chemicals
other
right
shit.
now.
Yeah, he just set up a club to try and catch Austin so he could kill him.
And tell me with the name like that, it makes the name make
it makes the name even make even more sense.
That name is totally a trap for Austin Powers.
Yep,
that makes
he couldn't resist a psychedelic pussycat club
right here live in front of you guys. If you think that we're stupid because it took us that long, that's great.
Well.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, tell us about it.
I'm not going to be offended.
Tell me how dumb I am.
We're drinking. What's your excuse?
What's your fucking excuse?
Yeah, so we see inside the club. One of my favorite things is that as soon as they walk in the door, Mrs. Kensington is now in her leather suit.
Yep, in her leather cat suit.
Did she change in the drive, right? Because she was not in the leather suit.
No, she had like a little kind of blouse thing on.
So did she change during the drive?
Yes, in that convertible, just going down the road.
I'm telling you right now,
out.
Mr. Kensington
is a very jealous man, I'm sure.
Right?
He has to hate Austin. It was the 60s. They were probably fucking friends. He was like, I know you want to fuck my wife, but she'll never do it.
This scene also sets up for us that much like the beginning gave us the crazy dance number, we now know we're going to get random interludes of like quick
cuts of 60s.
Austin being silly.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the
That's
first
how the
ones.
scene transitions.
Yeah. Well, this isn't the transition one.
No, but this sets it up.
Yeah, well, this sets up that we're going to get more of it. Because he's just walking around the club, and instead of just letting us see him around the club, they're like, hey, here's him over here.
Here's him over here doing this. Hey.
Here's him sitting beside Andy Warhol. Where did that come
Andy
from?
Warhol, he's painting the swirly chick on the floor and shit.
That was so random. Andy Warhol.
That dude, the guy that cast for that was really good. He looked just like him.
And then he immediately punches a woman. This was so
Austin.
insane. He literally...
Why did you punch that woman?
He literally just looks and says, I've got an idea. Right? They finish dancing around the club, looks at Kensington and goes, wait. I've got an idea.
And just whips around, punches the waitress in the face.
Again, until he says this is a man. So for 30 seconds, Kensington is literally just looking at him like, your idea was to punch a woman?
Right.
Your idea was to punch a random woman.
Right. He was just like, why? He's just like, because it's not a woman. It's a man,
This ain't no woman.
Rips the wig off. It's like,
and totally different.
I love the
totally
switch.
Different.
He's holding a chick. And then
you can see her in the background.
Yeah.
If you really pay attention, she's there. You guys probably aren't watching this back to back 3 times like we do for these things. But yeah, when you're going back on a second viewing right after one, you kind of are like, oh, let me see if she's you see there. Her walk up and everything.
Right.
Like, I mean, it is a woman the whole time.
It's a woman. He punches a woman, and then when he hits the ground, it turns into a dude.
Yeah.
It's a great switch. I love it.
Is fucking hilarious.
Very obviously a dude.
They kind of have their tussle, and then
yep, Dr. Evil shoots him in the back.
Well, and then we get one of my favorite. Again, right now we still haven't seen Dr. Evil's face. We still don't know that it's Mike Myers in the dual role. But I love that they didn't right now, because this was the most James Bondy throwback ever, right?
Yeah.
Like the generic
PPK fucking pistol and shit.
No, not that. The actual shot. The Dr. Evil with the generic bad actor looking like him in the rafters turning around. Because again, that's not Mike Myers. No. Whoever it was that took the shot was clearly a bad actor, bad stunt double. And that's what they used to do for the old Bond movies. Yep. You would see shit like that in the old Bond movies all the time. Like you said, this movie is a love letter
to all that shit.
This is one of those love letter moments. This is if you're a fan of Bond, you saw that and you were like, oh my God.
Oh shit, that's straight out of fucking like From Russia with Love and shit.
That's how they used to look like. You probably, like, again, I'm not a huge Bond guy, but I know those type of things exist. The real Bond people are probably in our comments.
Right, like it's this scene.
Movie. Yes,
it's this scene from this movie with these people.
And go on.
Tell me.
Let us know.
I have not seen all of them. I've seen a few,
but it's been a long time.
Mostly Sean Connery.
I've done a lot of marathons of these things. Yeah. So again,
a few Roger Moores.
So usually when I see them, it's hard to keep things separated.
Oh yeah.
Because I marathon them. So it's like, man, like, I couldn't.
Which ones did I fucking watch this time?
Unless it's a new actor, it's pretty hard to separate. You know what I mean? Like they all kind of bleed together for me. Like all of the Sean Connery is like a movie.
Oh, dude, because there's like 10 of them.
So yeah, I can't really. So by all means, tell us if you know which one it is, because that way it'll make it easier for me to go back and find.
For real.
As mentioned before, I'm the kind of guy, I don't normally want you to help me cheat. So this time, I'm giving you the pass. Tell me where it is. So
you have permission to help me cheat.
All 25 Bond movies to find it.
But there's a scene where somebody takes a shot with a sniper rifle and
you can clearly see
it is just a bad actor. It's not the actual bad guy.
That's what I need. I need you to tell me where it's at. Now on to what you were saying. Yes, the next thing is definitely a hardcore Bond-ish reference. It is a Walter PPK, but it's not the same Walter PPK.
Oh, it's not?
Again, I had to look this up to make sure. I would not have been able to tell you this. Other than the fact that obviously this is silver plated and he usually uses, or stainless steel, and he usually uses the black. This is the PPK-S. Oh. I only actually know this. I wasn't trying to look up the gun. You know, like I was looking up goofs and things like that. This is listed because it's an anachronism. Because the gun they use is the PPK-S, not the PPK, which is what Bond.
Yeah.
The PPK came out in the 30s.
Yeah, it's an old gun.
The PPK-S is the sports edition. It's got a slightly longer
magazine
area, so you can get one more round. It came out in 1969. 2 years after when we're
this movie is supposed to be historical inaccuracy.
Now that being
this movie's
said,
ruined.
Now that being said, I couldn't have told.
I didn't catch it.
I just would have.
It looked like a Walther. Gun. Yeah.
Well, it's a Walther.
Yeah, it's a Walther. It's all I needed.
It's just in case you guys need one more
super gun snobs out there.
In case you need the reminder one more time, the difference is a letter. It is the PPK versus the PPK S. It's a /S. S standing for sport.
Because you get one extra round.
Because if you're using it for sport,
yeah,
you want the extra. Yeah,
makes sense.
Like I said, I'm not trying to split hairs. I looked at the two pictures side by side, and I was just like, silver-plated black. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I guess that's the same gun to me.
Yeah. So, by all means, we were all supposed to, as an audience, look at this and go, James Bond gun.
Yep.
British agents use the same gun.
All of them. It's standard issue.
Well, now I want to go back and watch some of the Michael Caine movies. Because he did a whole franchise. Like, it was Harry something.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He did like 3 or 4 of them. And it was like, literally, these are those. You know, like, the look and feel of what Austin Power is more the Michael Caine stuff. The generic spy reference stuff is more the
James Bond stuff.
Yeah. But the sexy, and well, down to the haircut. Like, I mean, look at his bad teeth and his haircut. Yeah. That's Michael Caine, right? That's not Connery.
No.
That's not anybody who was Bond back in the day. That's Michael Caine. 60s Michael Caine, that's before he fixed his teeth. That's shaggy hair down across the forehead. You know what I mean? Like, that's who he is.
Before he started doing his very, very posh accent.
Yeah. I'd now want to go back and check his movies to see how many British people are actually using
how many
the Walther.
Are using the Walther.
Yeah. This is the other part where I wanted to, to get back to when I first started mentioning it. Was this an emergency contingency, or did he plan this, right? Because again, as soon as he made the shot,
I always thought it was I have to get the fuck out of here.
An emergency contingency, right?
Yeah. My plan to kill him ruined. I have to escape.
But if you just had to escape, couldn't you do anything other than freeze yourself?
You could have just shot up into space and then came back down somewhere else.
But he didn't.
No. I want to be frozen for 30 years.
And he appointed 2 people to go after Austin while he wouldn't be able to. Number 2 was running the business.
Yeah, this is a stupid plan.
It is absolutely moronic. Okay.
But I guess there wouldn't be any.
And there wouldn't be
there would be no movie.
I just want to make sure that we're on the same page with that going forward, though. That literally, this is one of those things where his plan was
freeze himself in a big boy rocket in space. He planned this.
Yeah,
I want to see the storyboard.
I agree with you.
Right, like I want to see like the planning session.
As a 12, 13-year-old, I was always like, oh no, that was just like he emergency ran out, and that was
his last ditch. I'm gonna freeze myself, and then as an adult, you're like, this
has just been his plan the whole time.
That was what you were planning the whole time.
The only thing that would have changed it would have been if the assassin would have succeeded. But I don't know what I think even.
If the assassin succeeds, he doesn't need to do it.
Well, no, that's my point. That's what I said. If the assassin succeeded, that was the only thing that would have changed it. He wouldn't have gone. Again, keep in mind.
That's so stupid.
Keep in mind, he's in the rafters. So
right.
He knows if he needs to get in the rocket or not. So that's what I'm saying.
And if he would have just launched himself into space, not told anybody, Austin wouldn't have froze himself.
Like I said,
and come after him. So he would have been able to take over.
One of those things. It's so dumb. It doesn't matter because it's a dumb movie. But I'm the kind of person that when plot holes like this show up, I after a certain point I can't not look at it. Right. My head's just like plot hole.
There's a huge plot hole.
Somebody's driving a semi truck through it right now. There's a plot hole over there. So we need to stop talking about it now because I'll be on it the rest of the movie.
As soon as they got done with the meeting in the beginning of the movie, he should just popped in his pod and fucked off. The whole movie would have been success for Dr. Evil.
The only reason it wasn't is for the one man joke. That's not a woman, that's a man. Because everything else in the club didn't need to be there. That joke's funny enough, I need it to stay. Yes. But they could have put it anywhere then. It didn't have to be in the club scene. It could have been while he was dancing on the street for all I
it could have been. It could have been
random henchmen.
Yeah,
setting up for us just how much of a international superstar spy he is.
Yeah, no. Totally could. There's ways we could have rewrote this.
Okay, we got to get off.
We got to go. He freezes himself for 30 years in the big boy rocket, and then slowly just starts the descent and starts showing up on the radar.
Clint fucking Howard, people looks up and sees him.
Of Star Trek fame.
Of lots of things.
He's on our shirt, his silhouette, right? That's going to be one of the ones that's like, oh, it's Clint Howard. I know that guy. I like that shit, though. He calls it the general, and he's just like, we got a giant big boy coming in over Nevada, and he's just like, all right, you need to forget everything that you just saw, and I need my overnight bag, and all this other shit. Oh, and feed my fish. Not too much.
Also, before we move off of this, I just want to point out, because I can't ever see this in a movie or anything and not have to say it. We were at NORAD. Stargate,
baby.
Again, I was going to say, don't pretend like you don't know why I'm saying it. I know, but you were just taking too long. If I say something like that, I need the instant gratification of you being like,
Stargate.
fucking goddamn, yeah!
Teal'c.
Yeah, me and Bo being big Stargate fans, I knew he would feel the same way as I cannot see NORAD, like the
or that fucking road going into the mountain.
If Cheyenne Mountain
Complex.
Just so that way you guys know
what
we
we're talking
are those
about?
kind of nerds.
Yes.
But yeah, literally, I can't see it in a movie, like, because again,
I've seen Cheyenne Mountain in other movies.
It's stock footage. And I'm just the same thing I've seen in Stargate. It's literally it's the same two guys. You know what I mean? Walking in front of the little.
The same two dudes walking in front of the post.
Because it's stock footage. It's the same. So good. Thing. And so yes, I can't see NORAD and not have to mention Stargate, because literally it's probably
you've seen that clip if you watch the show 100,000 times. Like every scene transition almost was those two guards guys walking past the front.
We'll get there eventually.
One day, man, some Stargate.
We'll get into the
hell yeah.
Someday we'll break the Stargate universe, not the show, like the universe.
Which that one was.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, how do you address the universe of Stargate now
without mentioning
when they name
Stargate
the show
universe?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we do see him flies over. He ends up in Nevada.
Yeah.
Right.
The big
desert
boy
in Nevada. Yeah.
Big boy disappears somewhere over Nevada.
That's what they tell us. Yeah. And then that's when, right before. No, I guess. Clint tells him it's in Nevada, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's coming.
And then the general's
disappears over Nevada, and then the general, we get our pastiche scene of all the
right.
things he tells the guy to do. But he tells us he's got to go to England. Right?
England.
Why England?
I'm going to London, England.
Why?
I don't know. I have that in
here.
It's
hard in mind.
It's just like
England.
Put an A in the middle.
And then we transition to England. And Basil
exposition,
giving exposition to these men.
Austin decided to freeze himself in case Dr. Evil came back.
Why?
Just on the off chance.
Why?
He knocked somebody up and he had to get the fuck out.
I'll buy that.
That's my headcanon. Is like he knocked some bitch up and was like, I have a perfect out.
Basil tells him he decided
to freeze himself. I love this. The celebrity wing.
It's so funny because as soon as I see this, I'm like, oh, so that's how MI6 buys those fancy toys. They're freezing celebrities.
Yeah.
The celebrities are like, I need to lay low.
For a little bit.
And so we see Gary Coleman.
Vanilla Ice.
That one was funny.
That one was really
Was that
funny.
supposed to be because of the ice? Because they're frozen?
I think so.
Because if not, why?
I want to know if it was actually them or if it was dummies.
They're actors. It was actors.
No, for real?
Yeah, you can see it in credits. There's someone credited as Vanilla Ice.
Oh, dude, good job. He looked like Vanilla Ice.
Like I said, to me, my headcanon was always, so this is how they pay for their toys, right? Like the celebrities pay them big money to do this. This is how MI6 funds these things.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
As we're going into this scene, though, two things I want to point out to you right now. This being the kind of movie that is a parody of lots of things, right? Like, it does not have to just be a parody of spy stuff. Did you feel like they were straight up stealing the thaw them out of cryogenics from Demolition Man?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. They ripped off Demolition Man.
100%. As he's peeing during that scene.
Shaking his leg and
shit. And if you look at Basil's face, like, the whole time it's going on, like, Basil keeps looking at the other two guys like, no, this is normal.
This is supposed to happen. I mean,
until, like, the third start and stop. And then he's even kind of like,
oh, goddamn. I mean, you've been frozen for 30 years.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
You're going to have to pee.
Yeah. You got some liquid backed up in you. And it's been waiting.
I love it, man. He's like doing the lean and everything.
Yeah, minus the fact that they were covered in snot in this when they got de-iced. Yeah. Everything was Demolition Man, though.
Yeah, it really was.
He was in the block.
And they had to cut him with the laser thing.
Edged around him.
Right, yeah.
He was even in the pose.
He was in the little fetal position pose.
If they want to tell me they didn't steal that,
I don't believe you.
Yeah, 100%.
You're lying. No, the ice thawing one, you totally ripped off Demolition Man.
I've seen Demolition Man enough times to know.
Mm-hmm. I love that movie.
It's a good movie. 3 shells. I want to point out, it was not until right now as an adult during these watches that I ever really noticed that Austin Powers' chest hair is a dick and balls. It's balls.
Yeah.
And a shaft.
It really is.
It's even ball-like.
Yeah.
But as a child, I never thought that.
When I was a kid, I was like, it's a shaggy heart.
I was 13. I was at the age you might start being like dick and balls.
It's a dick.
I never realized. As an adult, literally 2 seconds into seeing him down that thing and showering and shit, and I was like, it's a dick and balls.
Bro, I'm sitting here right now just realizing it with you telling me. I'm like, it's a dick and balls. Dude. I was just like, yeah, fucking super fuck. My thing was like the hairs are like 4 feet freaking long and you can braid them. I never paid it. It is. He has a big hairy dick on his chest.
But yeah, so as soon as he gets out of this, he is then awake, but we find out he's still kind of groggy, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not fully there, which is funny because that means he moved down that whole thing not being in any way coherent.
Just
right?
Bloom, bloom, bloom. It's a good thing he had those orderly dudes to kind of push him into the right spot.
Now we know that's why.
Yeah.
He had them.
And he can't control the volume of his voice.
That is so funny. He just starts screaming.
Who are all these people?
And then the no inner monologue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we find out that his new teammate is going to be Vanessa Kensington. Literally the daughter of his former partner, Mrs. Kensington. But this causes so many problems for me because, again, for us, we get it. 30 years. Yeah. You know, that's fine. For Austin's headcanon, 5 minutes ago, he was hitting on her mom.
Yep. And then
not in the kind of way where Austin might have done that. You know, I mean, I got no problem believing that Austin has bagged a girl and her mom at all.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it happened.
But not in this kind of manner. Not in the daughter didn't exist.
and then 5 minutes
later, he is now hitting on a fully adult daughter.
Yeah, that's gotta fuck with your head a little bit.
And he doesn't miss a beat.
Nope, just immediately.
He's hitting on her. They're like,
the second she walks up.
They say Kensington, and he goes, "Oh, Mrs." And they're like, "No.
No, she's retired."
And he just instantly is already on her. I'm like, goddamn.
My God, Vanessa's got a fabulous body.
Yeah.
But she shags like a minx.
No inner monologue. I hope
I didn't say that out loud.
Which is funny because he said that right after saying that he knew he had no inner monologue.
Tell them I don't have
an inner monologue. And it's like,
I guess I just did. Shit. Hope I didn't say anything too embarrassing, right? My favorite is the Russian guy. When he's sitting there, he's like, the Russians, are you out of your fucking mind? And he's like, no, the Cold War's over. He's like, oh, good. It's about time we showed those capitalist pigs what's for.
No, we won.
Oh, right. Smashing. Yay, capitalism. I love that part.
It is a good joke, dude. I love we had to drop the Cold War because, again, this is a thing that...
Yeah, in the 60s, it was in full swing, man. The world was going to end. We were all going to kill each other with nukes.
And again, by 97, that's just...
The Soviet Union was gone.
And it was still a time we had to reference. Speaking of Stargate.
Mm-hmm.
It's still just an era we have to make that reference.
That weird time when the Russians were kind of our friends for a minute. Anybody remember that?
During this whole time, though, we also get a good zoom in on Austin's mouth a couple of times. Like, more so than we even got in the very beginning of the movie.
Showing off them teeth.
And Vanessa's face when she would see them.
I don't blame her. Them some jacked up teeth, man. It's like the first thing she notices is those teeth.
They're rough.
And then he hits on her as soon as he's here. So it's like she has a bad opinion of him already.
Well, they kind of imply, but they also show her literally even already right now kind of throwing the like sly smirk.
Yeah, they're like, I'm gonna laugh it off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not supposed to like it.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to think this is charming.
But I kind of do. Instantly, they're already throwing that type of stuff out.
Because it's Austin, man.
Well, he gets told that part of Vanessa's job is technically...
to acclimate him to the 90s?
She's technically not supposed to be his partner.
No.
Like, it's kind of weird that the movie just makes it happen.
Yeah, just like how it happened. Like
her job is literally supposed to be to acclimate him to the 90s, which later on is a whole scene about the fact she has not done that at all and is mad at him for the fact that he doesn't know.
Yeah, she didn't bother to explain any of that shit.
I'm telling you. But yeah, so then she becomes his handler. I don't really understand anything about what is supposed to be happening with her.
We needed somebody to keep track of him. You're new, you do it. You're related to his old partners.
Right.
You know, right? Like,
almost,
go for
almost
it.
How it gets.
He'll trust you.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I bought, and to talk about the movie, because we totally blew past who plays Mrs. Kensington.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
Mimi Rogers. And I want to point out, she was only 9 years older than Elizabeth Hurley. So, not really mom. But it's because they do the fake age up for this part. So they didn't need her to actually be the right number of years older. I buy Elizabeth Hurley as Mimi Rogers' daughter.
Yeah,
too.
for real.
They look related.
Super similar.
Like it was.
They're both tall, hot.
I didn't realize how much she really did until like this,
especially
like watching it now, and I was just like, damn. Yeah, so he goes with Vanessa to pick up his belongings.
Yeah, his stuff. You gotta get your shit right. He's get his blue crush suit, the frilly cravat,
his Italian boots.
Hello, Buongiorno boys.
Burt Bacharach album.
Fuck yeah.
Can't go anywhere without that.
And
penis enlarger, Swedish made
penis enlarger pump.
I didn't buy that. That's not mine.
One credit card slip signed by Austin Powers.
Telling you that's not mine.
One warranty card for Swedish made penis enlarger pump signed by Austin Powers.
I'm telling you, baby, that's not my bag.
One book, Swedish made penis enlarger books, and me. These kinds of things are my bag, baby. How you gonna argue that one, son? You got a big picture of him on the front of the cover holding it up.
That scene was perfection.
I love it.
The guy who did it,
so
like kept such a straight face while one-upping every time. It was so perfect. Yeah, because again, we're not even giving it credit. Like we did most of the words in that scene, but really each one of those are longer.
Yeah,
right. Like there's a lot more back and forth between him and Mike Myers about the whether it is
and that guy's delivery was way better than mine.
He is so deadpan.
He is, and his face is just like, okay, man, you can keep saying shit like that, but I have more proof. It's even better when they try to leave and shit. He's just like, and holds it up. Yep, quickly, come on, and he puts it in the box and rushes away.
This is now. Is this the first time we have an interlude cut?
Yeah, we get the
and it's just Austin dancing around the studio.
Yeah, our little 60s dance transition here.
I love those.
Yeah, it's like fucking old like TV show from the 60s, right? Yeah,
totally is what it is.
Get the painted
BBC.
chick.
It's old BBC style transitions and weirdness. Yeah, it's great.
Go to the Dr. Evil's underground lair
in Vegas. Outside
Vegas.
So my question to you: so now that we know this was a plan,
yes,
did he choose this location, or is this a location that number 2 devised after the fact? Because either could be true. Because think about the swinging London we saw in the 60s.
Yeah.
That not also look like what the Vegas skyline in the 60s might have looked like?
Yeah.
Lots of neon.
Tall
and shit. Buildings, crazy sex debauchery.
True. Just find me another place like that 30 years later.
So many questions that we never get an answer to, but I want to know. I want to know. Whose idea was it to be outside of Vegas?
That mob guy that they burned, number 2,
Luigi.
Yeah, took over his fucking spot and all his. Well,
he's wearing his clothes.
Yeah, he is.
It's
got
the
same shit
with the black turtleneck.
It is. Holy shit! He just moved in on Don Luigi's turf.
Might have been the original number 2.
That's awesome. We figured it out.
Sorry, we've talked about him so much. And technically, he's not been introduced yet.
Yeah,
he's about to walk in. We finally see the underground lair in the desert. Looks almost identical to the lair that we saw earlier.
It's the same place.
Same layout. We see a couple of familiar faces.
You got Mustafa and Frau Farbissina back. Hey, I said it right that time.
Yes, you did. Immediately, we start seeing Dr. Evil just blasting into fucking Mustafa, though, right?
You look what your cryo thing did to Mr. Bigglesworth.
We couldn't have planned on what an animal might do.
It's a hairless cat now.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Total. I love it. And he's
still strokes it like it's the big poof kitty still.
So great. And then, what would you do in a situation like that?
I'd kill the motherfucker. Look what you did to my cat. Button. He goes down to burn. All right.
It didn't work.
He goes to start talking to the rest of them, and you just hear Will Ferrell down from the vent. He's like, I'm very badly burned. Please help me.
But still alive.
I am. If someone could just open this door and let me out. I designed this so you can do things like that. And
thank you, sir.
Dr. Evil sent a guy down there. He opens the door. Bang.
Like true Bond villain henchman, the guy is a horrible shot, even at what we assume is point blank range.
Right? You shot me in the arm. Why would you shoot me in the arm? Bang.
And then we pause
for a good 10 seconds. We're like,
good long time.
Is he dead? You even hear the guard leave the room and shut the door finally, and Dr. Evil's just like, okay, we can continue. Anyway, some of you guys I know, some of you I don't.
This is number 2.
Number 2.
He's been running the legitimate
business side
wing
of everything.
of the business, yeah.
Virtucon or something like that.
He's like, he's been the one making us money, essentially.
Yeah.
While I've been gone. Because,
dicking around in space.
No evil plans. He didn't trust them to do that.
Yeah. Just run the company. Don't lose my money. Make more if you can.
Now, my problem here is, and this is not a problem with Dr. Evil. This is a problem with most bad guys of this sort in movies like this. If your main goal is just the money, right?
Yeah.
And we would say his is because he holds the world hostage for money. It's never for things.
Yeah.
Right? He's not holding the world hostage for the execution of Austin Powers. He's holding the world hostage for money.
He should try that. They might do it.
And this is brought up later. Why is the money not enough? You have a legitimate legal side business that is making money.
I think later on,
it's
like $9 billion a year or something like that.
Why? Yeah, I mean that's brought up like right now. Yeah. Because it was when he says the plan is to hold the world hostage for $1 million. That's exactly what number 2 tells him. We make $9 billion ourselves. But so again, my point being, if his plan, if he was like, we're gonna hold the world hostage, he had no other reason other than to make $1 million. Again, he changes the value, but again, his original thought was just to do this for money. Why are we still doing this?
Because we're evil?
We're jumping ahead. This is number 2's point later on.
Yeah.
But it's valid. And it's literally what I thought as soon as I was watching this. I was like...
As soon as number 2 walked out, Dr. Evil should have been like, how much money we fucking make?
Oh, well, we're done. I'm retired.
I'm done.
I'm good.
Send a message to Powers. I'm done. I'm legit now.
I'm just going to be a privately bad guy.
Yeah, I'll be a businessman.
A bad guy in my private life.
I'll be a real businessman. I'll keep my evil shenanigans private.
Right? Like, I mean, it's so bizarre that's what's going on. He works his way around the table. Like we said, we met number 2. We meet. He finally gives us our real introduction of Frau. Right? He's like, "This is Frau,
founder of the militant wing of the Salvation Army."
I adore that. Dude.
Right? That's so funny.
Random Task. Who's a funny take on Odd Job. I love that. Throws the shoe. And again,
show them what you can do.
We know that that's almost like a giveaway for later because. Again, no, I don't expect anybody not to have seen this. But later when Austin says it, it's one of those things that it's like, no, we've all thought that the whole movie. It's been a thing that's burned in the back of our heads. Why a fucking shoe?
Who throws a shoe?
Right? Like,
honestly.
I don't even care that that's from the end. We can say that now.
Right.
It's one of those.
That is a line I do all the time.
If someone says something about a shoe, it doesn't even be thrown. I will say that.
I will say that line.
And then Patty O'Brien, right? Our last guy. Me Lucky Charms.
They're always after me Lucky Charms. They all start snickering and shit.
Frau trying to explain to him why it's funny is 10 times funnier than everything else in this fucking scene in the layer, dude. Her just like being like, the little guy,
the little leprechaun, and the children are like, oh, little leprechaun, give me your Lucky Charms.
I adore it.
And the dude's just staring at her like,
yeah, just like, I still don't get it.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
I don't get it. What do you mean?
The charms on his bracelet are literally heart stars and horseshoes.
Now, number 2, this is when we get the real number value, right?
Yeah.
He says we own 38 or cable companies in 38 states. God damn, I don't miss the days where cable companies were that broken up.
Yep.
38 different
you had companies. Like your local cable company.
Exactly. They also owned a factory that made miniature
factories.
I love that at least they didn't have to spend money on that.
Yep, we got them for free.
And then, of course, the money they spent building a laser.
Yep, the laser.
But so, number 2 tells us they moved out of dangerous chemicals.
Yep.
And diversified into these
more
places.
Legitimate business ideas.
And I will point out, you can definitely... one of the Bond movies, one of the recent ones was about... or not recent now, I guess I'm aging myself. Like the Pierce Brosnan ones was about like a media mogul, right? It was the bad guy, right?
Oh, yeah, it was.
And so you could be a telecom business like they are and be a bad guy for a Bond movie.
It's all that matters is if you got the money to fund your bullshit.
Then he proceeds to tell us his plans, right? Like, you can tell as soon as he starts talking,
right.
Gut check to number 2, because he did. He did. As we find out at the end of the movie, he believed that Dr. Evil was going to hear about how much money and the things they were doing and be like, oh, yeah, I'm done.
Good. You did a great job.
But he doesn't.
Pat on the back.
He doesn't. He says, I've got plans for our evil company to do evil things again. First plan. Royal family. We got to set him up. We're going to make it look like Prince Charles was cheating on Diana. Sir, that really happened. What?
They did do that.
It's been 30 years, guys. You got to tell me these things.
What was the other one? There was another one.
A laser.
Yeah, the
laser they had built. He was going to have it punch a hole.
In the ozone layer.
The ozone layer.
And he's over just like, there actually is a hole in the ozone layer.
That's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Kind of argued.
Lots of people are getting cancer from that.
Right? You're too late.
Oh, fuck it. Let's just do what we always do.
Let's just hijack some nukes and hold the world hostage, right? Okay. Sound good? Yes.
Breakaway Russian nation. Austin Powers has such a problem with moving into the modern world, right? Dr. Evil's already just talking about these Russian nations breaking away. Like, he already knows about the collapse. He's good with it. He's okay.
Just totally fine with it.
You get what I'm saying? How crazy is that?
Did he get a packet? Like a debrief when he got there?
Probably. He does have a company.
He does. He probably got
but Austin has MI6.
That's true, too. Goddamn. These people... He doesn't care, though.
I guess.
Austin is just kind of like, woo.
Yeah, he's...
Dr. Evil
he's a free love.
Yeah, so Dr. Evil has like plans. So as soon as he walked in the building, he was like, "Where's my dossier?"
But yeah, he says they're gonna steal this thing, this missile from the breakaway Russian nation, and then hold the world hostage unless NATO is willing to give him, or each country, right?
Yep.
Was it each country? Somebody.
UN, I think, or something.
Is gonna give him
$1 million. It's actually not a lot of money now.
Excuse me, sir. I love when Dr. Evil does this. We've not even addressed the signature move, thing. The pinky to the mouth. We've not addressed that yet, but he throws the pinky to the mouth, and he says, while like eyeing everyone in the room, like questioningly,
is this enough?
$100 billion?
Yeah, thumbs up. Okay.
Oh, all right,
we're good. Okay, 100 billion.
I wanted someone to be like, actually, sir, that might be too unrealistic.
Why not ask for $1 trillion?
Right.
Just magic that fucking money up.
Like, that would have made that so much better, though, right?
Yep.
Like, for them to be like, sir, like, I mean, I know we just told you, but I mean, that's maybe
20 billion.
20, 50?
Maybe.
Because it's a lot of countries. But I mean,
right? 100 billion? That's a lot.
Like, like 100 billion is like exponentially bigger. Oh, we forgot to mention, sorry, it only makes sense because we're about to bring it up. Austin, while picking up his clothes, also told us his middle name.
Danger Powers.
I only bring that up because it comes up again right now because he's filling out a questionnaire thing, right?
Oh, when he's on the plane. Yeah. We cut over to him on the plane.
We're on the plane now, and it's him, and he's filling out the thing, and he's answering the questions.
Form.
Yeah, and it says name, and to drive that joke home, he's eyeballing the fuck out of Vanessa when he says it too. He's not looking at the paper.
Just
Austin Danger
Powers.
And again, uninterested.
Sexy eyes.
Just as uninterested as she was the first time
she's kinda like,
she heard it.
All right, cool.
She is this time when she hears it.
I don't believe you, really.
Oh, we forgot to even... Yeah, so she told him they were going to the plane, right? Earlier.
Yeah, it's like, we got your jet out of storage or whatever.
Yeah. It's exactly the way it was.
That's jet, dude. It's all fucking psychedelic colors and shit.
The exterior looks dope when we see it for the moment that we get to see it.
The interior.
Because it's all like pastel, like painted. Love it.
Interior is just swinger pad.
We've already told people, if you did go back and watch Spirit of 76 like we told you to, you know what this plane looks like. It's got the girl doing the hustle
and shit and fucking spinning bed.
I know that's disco, not swinging, and we get it. But I mean, as far as most of the visuals go, it's pretty damn close.
Pretty close. I just love that shit, dude. He's in there, he's like filling out the form and stuff, and he's just like, "Sex, yes, please."
Oh, he throws out so many.
He's trying so fucking hard.
Many little jokes.
And
he's like winking at her.
To the point where she's just like, "I'm not ever gonna have sex with you."
A hot chick like you,
right? And then he's just like, "Oh, are you sure?" Starts going over. He goes on the bed and it's spinning. He's doing the little poses and shit. And again, we get the thing. She turns her back on him, but she's smiling.
Well, no, and then shit. All of this is so funny too, because he's like talking to her, right? And he's trying to hit on her, so he's trying to make pseudo small talk. And he's like, and I mean, how would a girl like you get into a position like this, right?
Right.
How does that make any sense? He knows who her mom was.
It's like, I don't know, nepotism. My mom gave me an in.
It's just like, if your mom is a special agent, wouldn't that incline you to maybe go into that field? Right. That's all I'm getting at.
My mom why would had you a really look cool at this job.
You look at this woman and be like, why would you ever become a special agent? Oh, because your role model was your mother, who was the best female special agent,
and your partner.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
you should know this.
It's a bit of a leap for him to be like, I don't know why you would ever do this. Yeah, so like we already said, he does maneuver her onto the spinning circular bed. He does his tricks.
Oh, I fell over. Oh, I fell over again.
Indeed, start to smirk. She is indeed falling for his wiles, despite her
trying not
best wishes to not. Transition back to.
Do we get another one of the 60s?
I think this was another
things, and then we get to meet Scott.
We're back in the evil lair. We meet Scott.
Dr. Evil.
Frau says, I need you to meet your son. And Scott tells us he was born in a test tube.
In a lab.
In a Peachtree dish. It's so funny listening to him talk about his birth. He's just like, and I've not even seen you for 20 years, 30 years, and you're just going to come back into my life?
I hate you.
Fuck you, Dad.
And fucking goes to leave and stuff, and Dr. Evil's just standing there like,
What are you doing?
Give me a hug. What? Come over here.
What does that look?
Right now. Pronto. Don't stare at me like I'm freaking Frankenstein. Give your father a hug. He's like chasing him around the room.
I love that it's Seth Green.
Right.
And it's peak 90s Seth Green.
You know what I mean? Like, dude. Like when he was on like Buffy and shit.
If you saw Seth Green from 95 to 2000, which is a big chunk of his career, this is what he looked like. He's like the most alternative kid you can be, right?
Right.
He's got the baggy pants,
spiked hair,
a chain from the front to the back pocket. We all did it. Yeah, dude. I mean, he is rocking the button up
fucking shirt,
like
t-shirt,
gray tone shirt to go over a black t-shirt.
Yeah,
it's a black band t-shirt. I love it.
Yep, that's pretty much how you looked in high school.
I would have been friends with Scott.
Oh, dude, totally. Me and Scott would have hung out. This is where fucking Dr. Evil is just like, what? I'm hip. Starts doing the Macarena and shit.
But yeah, this is back to my point about how he's accepting of the time way more than like they've had the same amount of time roughly.
Right, and he knows what the Macarena is.
He's putting in the effort.
He really is. He's trying to acclimate. That's the word.
Yep, he is, dude. Austin's busy fighting it, while Dr. Evil is busy embracing it.
Yep, he likes the 90s. It's a much more corrupt time.
Well, that's why he did this, right?
Yep, so the time when free love was over.
I forgot to mention this earlier because we were talking about the millennial problem, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said this. To me, that's why he waited. Again, like this movie to drop the reference of how long we had been fascinated with the millennium and why we are millennials is because we since the 60s they've been talking about it like that.
Right, the new millennium.
Tell me that's not why he waited till 97.
Yeah, because he wanted to see it.
He wanted to see it. He thought that the millennium is going to be when the world changes.
Yeah.
When debauchery takes over.
We all fucking did.
He needed to be there first so that way he could iron out his spot as the ruler before it broke.
I got to carve my place in the new world order.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, I've got a thing to tell you, but I had to wait until we got
here.
Got to 97.
Yep, we're in 97 now.
Yeah, and I forgot, but I'm glad we got there.
Sweet.
Glad we said it.
Good job, man, up top. Woo.
But yeah, like people were definitely fascinated with it, and
that's all we heard about when we were like the millennium's coming and stuff, and like then the whole like, oh no, the world's gonna end because the computers are gonna shut off.
Yeah, so and this was the whole, again, for a movie that doesn't, and you guys know us, we point these out all the time when movies are bad about this. Too many cuts back and forth to too many places.
Yeah, this one does
that. This movie generally does okay with it, but this right here, like right here in the middle.
Yeah, this middle bit.
It gets confused about what it needs to do. Because we could have done all of the Scotty stuff.
Yeah, we really could have.
First one, right? We didn't have to ever leave the evil lair.
We could have just done and then come back to the lair.
We could have done a 10 minutes in the lair.
Yeah, we really could have. There's no reason. Then
but
we could have went to the plane.
We are just cutting back and forth right here.
Yeah, no. I don't like that.
I don't either. We're going to try to be past it. We almost are. After we get past this spot, I'm pretty sure it goes
It does. It just cuts to the fucking Vegas, and we're pulling up in the Shag Wire at the hotel.
Yeah, but right now it does too many back and forths. We're at the hotel. He's unpacking. She's unpacking. We see Vanessa is anal, and not in the good way.
Not in a good way. No, not that kind.
She is rocking a suitcase where everything is in a bag,
fucking labeled,
vacuum sealed. Labeled. Her lingerie is in a package that says lingerie. Why does she need that on this trip?
You never know. Might run into somebody. You're in Vegas.
She doesn't like Austin. She's staying in a room with Austin.
Bullshit.
She works. Work is work. Sure. Tell me she's not that type of person. Why did she bring lingerie?
Chick likes to feel pretty? I don't know.
No, it's like we said. She's already got the hots for Austin.
Yeah, she does. She's just trying not to.
Yeah, she's
fighting it.
He starts making some of the sexual jokes at her again. And he's like, finally, though, this time, he is starting to evolve a little bit. He knows she doesn't like it.
I am trying to get a rise out of you.
Trying to make you laugh. These are not real. I'm not really coming at you right now. A little, how's your father?
Right.
And she does. She lightens up a little bit. She's like, okay. He pulls out the penis pump.
How did that get in there? I swear it's not mine. And they start pulling out like the guns and shit. He pulls his out and he's all like, yes, my little Walther. He's like,
and then
shit.
She pulls out
this huge gun. Big Deagle.
It's like the fucking Terminator has rocked on his hip or something, dude. This thing was massive.
Gun was way too big for her.
You literally see the penis envy on fucking Austin's face.
He's just like, you just hear him in his head, like, it's not the size. It's how you use it.
And then the next thing we see is their plan to infiltrate the casino, right? To try to find out some more information if they can.
We're going to go play some blackjack because that's what number 2 is currently doing.
But did they know that?
I don't know.
No, they did, because Austin follows him.
Yeah, he did.
He follows him in the bathroom. So what's funny to me is they definitely know he's part of Dr. Evil's business, right?
Yeah, but they don't know Austin?
But my question is, does he or doesn't he? Okay, so he acts at first like he doesn't, right? Goes to the bathroom, but then Patty goes in for the kill. Is that because he tipped him off?
It had to have been.
And we'll get back to this again. We'll get back to this again when we actually get to the scene. But then later on, we see a lot of vagina in his room, right? Or when
and she's going through his shit.
And she acts surprised by finding his business card, calling him Austin Powers, the International Man of Mystery. Did they or did they not know? If they did not know, did Patty know? And why did Patty know but not number 2? Known. Well, of course, because his job was to kill him. I get that.
Yeah.
But if Patty knew, how did number 2 not know?
That's a plot hole.
This movie's full of them, dude.
This is why
I've been racquetballing these.
This is why the sequel's
holes.
Better.
I've been lobbing these things at you constantly.
I hate it because I feel like we're kind of like tearing the movie apart, but it's not.
No, it's not what we're doing. It's not what we're doing. It's a good movie, guys.
But it is a little bit of a
full of them.
He should have known who Austin was when he sat down at the blackjack table.
Now, speaking on the blackjack table and speaking on people that we have to mention, I have to mention, did you know the dealer?
No.
Did you recognize him?
Mm-mm.
It's because you're not a Seinfeld fan.
True.
He is the soup Nazi.
Oh, fuck. Is he?
He is the
no soup for you.
He literally got this part because the director loved him as the soup Nazi and said, I want you to be in this movie.
He should have said something like, no more cards for you. I
adore that's why he got this role.
That is awesome. And the soup Nazi is like the only thing I know from fucking Seinfeld.
I love it, dude.
That is fantastic.
As soon as I seen him, I was just like, soup Nazi?
It's a motherfucking soup Nazi.
Soup Nazi? Here in Vegas. Soup Nazi.
The soup store failed. He had to get another job.
So they're playing some blackjack. We see number 2 cheating like a son of a bitch.
His eye patch is like
son of a bitch.
X-ray vision. The son of a bitch.
As they're playing him, he lives dangerously, and Austin lives dumbly, but calls it dangerously.
He has a 5.
Maybe Austin's middle name should be Dumb.
Well, it might be.
He's got a 5.
Like
he says,
"I'll stay."
I too,
even though the other guy got a 21.
I too like to live dangerously.
No, you're just stupid, and I don't think you understand how blackjack works.
You lose already. You just didn't lose to the dealer yet.
It's a good thing you didn't raise or anything.
But so then everybody does the introductions, right? Number 2 says whatever his real name is.
I'm number 2.
Did he say number 2?
He said I am number 2, and that's
insane.
This is my associate, Alata Facina.
Alata Facina.
With an F, just to be
She's
clear.
Italian.
She's Italian. That's why it's weird.
Austin gives their fake names. Richie
Cunningham.
And this is my wife,
Oprah.
Oprah. Did he pick these names?
I think so.
Did he pick them because he was watching When did he watch television?
He was watching TV in the hotel room.
We've been watching him. We've been with him almost every second he's been unfrozen.
Is there an outfit change between the walk-in
Did he make the
and
names
the casino?
up?
Did he think
and he happened
just
to make
happened
up
to hit
these names? There are again, that makes the joke funnier, but they didn't let us know enough to know if that's what's happening, right? That they could
just
have made
randomly got
funnier.
those names right.
Yeah. Well, Oprah especially. That's what would make it funny. Like if he was making them up by chance, you could make up Richie Cunningham.
Yeah, pretty.
So it's funny for him to think he was making up a name like Oprah.
It's a crazy name.
Real.
No one has ever been named Oprah, right?
You get my point?
That's
missed opportunity.
Great. It really was.
Then we see number 2 after this slink off to the bathroom.
Yep.
Again, at this point, we assume it's because he did recognize Austin.
It has to be.
But maybe he didn't. But either way, he slinks off to the bathroom in hopes of Austin coming. He does not go in the bathroom. When Austin gets into the bathroom, number 2 is not in.
Yeah, he disappeared.
I mean, there might be poop in there, but number 2
there are no number 2s in the bath.
No, there are number 2s in the
bathroom.
Damn it. Number 2 is not in the bathroom.
Number 2
is
not in the bathroom.
You gotta make sure it's an is and not a apostrophe s, because then you're pluralizing, and number 2s are in the bathroom.
There's probably a lot.
But number 2
big casino
is not in the bathroom. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, stop. That went way too far.
I think it was funny.
That was good.
Yeah, so he gets in the bathroom though, and I am adamant about this. Number 2 was not in another stall.
Nope,
He's
he
not
just
in
disappeared.
Where did he go?
He vanished into the fucking floor.
Adding to that, he had to know. So why is a lot of surprise later when she finds the card?
He doesn't tell her anything.
I guess, dude. But so
it's just her side
we
piece.
See number 2's no longer there. We see Austin in the bathroom. Tom Arnold shows up. What the fuck did Tom Arnold just show up for? I don't know.
They needed an obnoxious cowboy guy.
The baby powder flying around
right.
when he first walks up. And they both go into a stall together. This would never happen.
Not in real life.
No 2 men are voluntarily speaking to each other.
At all. You do not talk.
If one of those stalls was out of toilet paper, well, actually, they're in a fancy place. You wouldn't talk to the other dude. You'd talk to the attendant that we saw.
Guy.
This would never happen.
Nope.
This is maybe the most made up thing in the movie. In this movie of completely made up things.
Is that Tom Arnold would strike up a conversation while they're having a shit.
Between stalls together.
Doesn't happen.
He says, I hope you have a good one. Right? Or I hope it goes easy. Or
I hope it goes easy on you, man. Or something like that.
Not gonna happen, dude.
No.
Guys don't do this.
No, we don't. You pretend that there's no one else around you.
Pretend you're the only.
Mind your own fucking business.
That's how you get through the moment.
Exactly. It's awkward.
Hum yourself a song if somebody's farting too loud next to you.
For real. The horrors of public bathrooms.
But while he's in this bathroom, hints leading to another issue I have. Patty O'Brien
comes through the wall above the toilet at him.
Is this a casino owned by Dr. Evil and it is a corporation? And if it is,
every single toilet would have to have this.
But if it is, my problem then becomes, why would number 2 cheat at the table? It's all their money.
That's true too. He doesn't like to lose.
You don't gain anything from that.
Makes him look bad if he loses. I don't know.
I don't know.
But you'd have to have this little trap door set up in every fucking bathroom and every stall because there's no way you would know which one Austin went into.
Well, but again, the casino was built before you even knew it was going to be used to kill Austin.
It's just
this is just a way. But nobody's
if we need to kill someone.
But nobody's ever noticed the number of people who've gone missing while visiting your casino.
Man, this is a weird ass casino. Like people keep getting strangled in the bathroom.
Again, guys, we're not trying to point out these plot holes because we think you shouldn't watch the movie.
We're thinking too much.
But we're being adults now and just realizing that this movie that we thought was flawless, is very flawed.
But it's still it doesn't matter though. It's
still good, but flawed out the butt.
Oh, you
flawed
could
in a way you wouldn't expect a major motion picture like this to have been.
Yeah, there's some huge plot holes, but it's like you don't care. even as an adult, they're fun to pick at, though.
But Patty gets killed.
Yeah, this is so
we gotta
great.
get back on track
He comes in and he's trying to strangle Austin, and he's all the grunting and groaning and shit. And Tom Arnold's just like, "Hey, partner, it's all right. Just
courtesy flush.
Just bite your lip and bear down. We're gonna get through this."
I love when he yells, "How about a courtesy flush on that?"
Starting to sound pretty nasty. He does. He flushes, and that's what ends up actually killing Patty is the flush.
His Lucky Charms.
Yep.
Goddamn. His Lucky Charms.
And this is where we get the other. Goddamn boy, what'd you eat?
Yep. Now we slide into the actual moment that Dr. Evil is talking to the UN.
Yeah,
right?
the phone call, video call, whatever.
Video call. Again, this is important to point out because video calls would not have looked like what they show him having.
No, 97? Fuck no. It'd have been all fucking like really jerky.
It would have looked like what we're going to see very shortly, which is why I still don't want to bring it up. But yes, it would not have looked like what we see here.
Yeah.
He has this call, though, and he's making the announcement, and he says, on accident, $1 million.
And they all laugh at him.
And he's like, at first you can tell he literally forgot.
The head of the UN is another one of those guys. That Indian dude, you've seen him in a million. He's on Big Bang Theory. Yeah. He's Raj's dad.
Yeah. But yeah, you literally see this moment when Dr. Evil, though, is not understanding what happened wrong.
He's like, why are they
he's
laughing?
Like totally in the wrong mindset
right?
for a split second where he's like, I don't get it. I just threatened them. And then he's like, oh yeah.
The money. That's
100 billion. Sorry.
That gets their fucking attention. Oh shit, now it's real. Oh, that's what I thought. You gonna listen to me now? Goodbye. And then we get the
hide the penis gag.
Fucking the little group laugh that they do.
Oh, sorry.
There and shit that goes on for way too long.
We also have the moment whenever they call him Mr. Evil.
Oh.
I spent 6 years in evil medical school.
You will not call me Mr.
He earned that honorific.
He did. He earned his evil doctorate, and you shall call him doctor.
Sorry. Now we get the laughter that goes on too long. It's not my favorite type of gag.
It's not, but it just peters out into the hoo-hoo.
Then we get the penis gag, right? They wake up the next morning.
And he's Vanessa's like she calls her mom and she's having breakfast and shit, and Austin's walking around bare-assed, fucking like holding up fucking shit.
She's like holding up the sausage.
He bites it and he's like
blowing
it's his
up
dick.
a balloon.
Right.
I love this. It's so funny. The balloon might be later.
The balloon is at the end, but this is where like.
But you get my point.
Yeah.
We're setting up what will be a gag for all of the movies.
The second movie's got the best one.
Yeah, well, again, we've already addressed. It's the best period.
I know.
We don't need to keep saying it's got the best.
I'll beat that horse to death if I want.
But yeah, so this moment is setting up for us the many times that we're going to see this type of gag in this franchise. Not even just this movie.
The hide the penis gag.
The hide the whatever body part we need to hide gag. Yeah, it is so funny. This is the moment that we see Vanessa talk to her mom to try to understand. Again, she's still pretending like she's not attracted to Austin, even though we've seen she is.
She does a little smile.
But she brings up the teeth. I love that she blatantly brings up the teeth.
Right. Her mom's just like, look, in the 60s, you could be a sex symbol and still have bad teeth. No one gave a shit. That wasn't the point back then.
And literally, even when her mom is saying that, her face is just like, I want to throw up.
All right, like, I don't get it. That makes no sense. And then she's just like, she asks her mom if she did. And her mom kind of doesn't answer her. She's like, well, I loved your dad. And it's like, that's not an answer, Mom.
Well, let me just say that Austin is the kind of guy. And then she really actually touching.
It was.
Little speech that she says about him here.
It really
She
is.
says really nice shit about him. She's like, if you needed to count on someone, like he's the kind of.
It was that guy.
She said some really nice shit. And you're just like, there's a whole side to Austin we don't know.
And
I only see the trash guy.
Yeah.
And she realizes maybe she's only seeing the trash guy.
Yeah, she's probably the only one that's, Vanessa's mom's probably the only one who's seen
the good side.
The good side of Austin.
Maybe we just need to give him the chance, right?
Yep. So that's pretty much how that conversation goes.
It's kind of just where we're at, really. Then we see Austin and her are staking out building, right?
She has the little binoculars. He pulls out the giant freaking telescope.
He's trying to, and it's for his camera. It actually makes sense because it's part of his cover.
But he's trying to make up for the gun incident earlier.
He is. I'm not trying to debate that, but at least it is part of
practical,
his cover.
Right?
But then he says the most outrageous shit, right? He says, oh, that's Bigglesworth.
That's Dr. Evil's
I'd recognize it anywhere. He has not seen this cat since the cryogenics the last time he saw this cat, it
floofy.
had fucking hair.
It was floofy and white.
He would not recognize it.
Just there so he can make that pussy joke.
It is.
It is only reason it's there. I never forget a pussy.
That makes that joke dirtier. Because really it now means he literally means the pussy's pussy. Because think about it. What else would he be talking about since there's no hair?
And it's a male cat. It's a Mr. Bigglesworth.
Well, then that makes it even disgusting.
You sick bastard. We have to hide the cats around Austin.
That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, no.
But then he pulls out the camera, drops the lens off, and just starts taking pictures, right? He's like, hey,
my
Vanessa.
God, Vanessa, you're beautiful.
Let me see you. And she's totally
she is so into it.
She said, you got a camera?
She is posing. She's doing the little...
I'm pretty? You think I'm pretty?
Right. I'm going to take you for a night on the town. Yeah. And then we get...
And now introducing...
Burt Baccarat.
You got to do it the way he did. And now introducing the one Burt Baccarat.
And then we get it the... What the world needs now is love, sweet love, no, not just for some, but for everyone.
We don't need to go any further. Now we get the then transfers into the hyped up.
Yeah, the hyped up shit, and then we're like getting the montage of like they're just walking in front of the green screen, right?
Well,
like,
look, it's not even. It's literally so cheesy.
It is.
It's like they're not. That they're not trying to like.
Mm-hmm.
They are literally standing in a blank room. They're not even pretending like they're looking at things. They are just being like, ha ha, ho. You know, like it'd be one thing like today to be like, pretend like you're looking at this specific building. No. They went in, were given the direction, point.
Yeah, point over here. Make a face. Point over there. Make a face.
They were not pretending to actually look at anything. It's
so fucking cheesy. It's so good. I loved it.
But then it ends. They're in the room. She's too drunk.
Yeah, she's finally like, I'm gonna like kiss me. Come on. And he's like, nope.
Well, we're not even actually at that yet. We're just in the room.
Yeah, they're playing Twister.
That happens on the... Yeah. But you can see it. You can see that she is my point. Because she falls over. I mean, you can see. I like the transition where like we're getting like sex noises and shit and stuff, and then it's just they're playing Twister. And then we see him start to do the mime, the gags from the couch.
I gotta go downstairs. I'll just take the elevator.
How about the canoe? Whoosh. Elevator. Then he pulls the bed gag again. She's on the bed.
Yeah, she's like,
oh, I tripped. Oh, me.
I'm gonna try that.
And then she hits I haven't had this much fun since college. Sorry that bug up your ass had to die. God damn, dude. I don't care what they want to say. That wouldn't have been for laughs. That bitch would have kicked you the fuck out when you said that. Regardless of how drunk she was.
Yeah, she would have been like, fuck you.
It would have dead stopped everything.
Yeah, it would have.
But no, he pulls it off. She's laughing.
That's that mojo, man. It's that mojo. It
is, dude. Then we get my favorite moment in the entire movie, which is the Austin. What are you about in a nutshell?
Oh, this is me in a nutshell. Help! I'm in a nutshell. How did I get in this great bloody nutshell?
How did this nutshell get so big?
Who would make a nutshell so bloody large? It's crazy.
I don't know why that makes me laugh so hard every time I see this movie.
It's full commitment to it. He's like kicking at an imaginary thing. He's really into it.
I absolutely I love that line so much when I was a kid. I love that line now. Speaking of jokes we still we make from this movie, that is a joke I still make from this movie. If someone says in a nutshell, I will immediately be like a giant nutshell? I can't help it.
Shit that just stays with you, right?
It is, and that's one of them, dude, for sure. The shoe and the nutshell.
The shoe and the nutshell.
Those stick with me. Why is this thing so big? Sorry, I had one last time. But yeah, she was too sloppy. They're on the bed. I love Austin for this.
Yes, this is exactly how you handle this.
This isn't even growth Austin.
No, this is how he probably would have handled it back in the day, too.
It is, but we see growth Austin. We see the moment that causes it. He's not there yet.
Yeah.
He's not grown.
He hasn't got to that. This is just how he is.
Would not
take advantage of a drunk lady.
Which means any kind of influence.
Or drugs or anything.
He's not Bill Cosbying people.
Yeah, nope. He is all about that consent, baby.
He might like to be promiscuous, but everybody said it's okay.
And in a clear state of mind.
God bless Austin.
Cheers. Drank my beer for you, sir.
So he tells her he can't do it. And she passes out.
Probably.
Then we hear the tone.
Probably a good thing she passed out so she couldn't get too mad about being rejected.
Then we hear that little tone again.
Basil exposition.
But this is the moment where I was mentioning earlier with the goddamn car that causes the car to be so bad, right? Because the whole point of that scene was to be like, this is the 60s and this is what he had. Austin's face as he opens up the computer is literally like he's astonished by what he's looking at, right? Like he's like, oh man, technology. Oh man, technology. But what we saw in the beginning was clearer, nicer, and possibly two-way communications.
They actually fucking used a real laptop, I guess. Because that 90s fucking motion capture video or whatever the fuck.
This was so pixelated, so bad. It was definitely a video because you could see the play bar.
Yep.
So it wasn't two-way communicating.
Nope.
100%. Again, the one in the beginning, ambiguous. We don't know. Yeah. This one, definitely not. It was a video. And it looked bad. But the main problem I have with it is that they told Mike Myers to still play it like he was seeing something groundbreaking.
Right.
Austin is looking at this
looks worse than the shit you had in the 60s.
It looked way worse. And they have his character looking at it with that like,
oh, wow, look at this.
Weird, and I'm like, no.
You should be like, why does this look worse than the shit I had back in the day?
No. I had
one more?
No, that was it. But I had so much of an issue. Again, like I said, the issue I had with the beginning wasn't even the spy part. This part made the problem with the beginning. Because it's just like, that part can't make sense if you want me to see this part. Because this part just makes me realize Austin should be saying, what happened in 30 years? We went backwards.
Right? No, you know what they should have done in the beginning bit? They should have done like Basil in like a black and white with some grain effect and shit to give it kind of like that old school 60s feel. Then when we got to this, you would have been like, oh, okay, I'm not going to, because that's how our shit looks.
At least it was colored.
Yeah, at least it was colored.
Nope. They just literally gave him a better looking piece of footage in the beginning.
And a worse one
on the computer.
They wanted to use the computer.
I understand
stuff.
At the end, we see it on the kickback phone, and it's fake again.
Yeah.
So my point is, why is this the only one they thought they could get away with not putting a better video?
I don't know.
Because this is the one that probably matters the most.
It really does.
To put a real video in.
Because this is where like
this is the convincing scene of him believing the. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's get off of it.
It's fine.
So he gets told by Basil he needs to go investigate a lot of vagina. Because she might have blueprints or information about the plan.
For what Dr. Evil's doing. So he's like,
so he makes his way.
Let's go.
He gets there, breaks in.
Successfully
he finds
first.
The files.
Yeah, he's got him out.
He's proving why he's a good agent.
Yeah, he
fucks up a lot of stuff in between. But he is
a good agent.
Yeah, he's got the camera that's
the little tiny camera,
like a millimeter wide, tiny. I don't even know how he's pushing a button.
He starts acting like it's a model. He's like, give it to me. Well, yes.
Did you see the things he's flipping through when he's like looking for the Project Vulcan? Carrot Top movie. Yeah, I saw that. That is an evil plan. Another Carrot Top movie. I don't know if the world can handle that shit. But then he finds the blueprints. Yep. Project Vulcan. It's a giant missile that's going to be drilled into the earth, to the hot magma of the earth. Again, it's weird that we're making a big deal about this because we'd already been told, right?
Yeah, I was like, I know
the UN conversation.
Yeah, we already I knew you had.
That's
nukes.
where the magma joke came from. Was when he called the UN, right?
Some of these scenes are edited out of order.
I don't know, but so yeah, he totally finds this out. But this is also a lot of vagina walks in. Catches him, surprised. You think this is about to be one of those scenes from a Bond movie where she's going to try to kill him.
Yeah.
Never happened.
No. They just get in the hot tub.
So she is actually attracted to him? I'm so confused by what's happening here. Did they plan for this to be like she's going to try to kill him and then the rating kept them from being able to use the gun? I don't understand.
Just so she could go through his pockets?
Right, she literally fucked Austin Powers.
She fucked him just so she could get at his wallet. Seems a bit extreme.
To find out information that they already knew. Because again,
she didn't know. I'm gonna go with that. Nobody told her who this guy was.
Why is that helpful for the plot of the movie? Even we didn't need to see that that's what she read. We could have just left it. She found something if that's how we're going to play it.
We really could. If she didn't need to go through his pocket, it could have just been like, all right, well, he had to fuck his way out of this situation. Right?
But that's not how we did it. They did it the opposite way. They did it. She fucked him seemingly for a plan, but now for no reason. She got duped into fucking Austin Powers.
Go Austin. I mean, bitch was hot.
Oh, do you recognize her?
She was in something.
Buddy, she was in a lot.
Who the fuck is this chick?
Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta pull it back up.
It's been bothering me all day.
Oh, she's in the army now. Our last Pauly Shore movie we need to go to. She is Francesca, his girlfriend.
That's right.
She is also in Summer School, which we've also talked about with Mark Harmon.
She's the exchange student.
Anna Maria.
The
foreign exchange student. I love that. I want to point out, I'll edit this so nobody's going to hear it. But you saw me. I was literally about to open this to look it up, and I fucking pulled that out my ass.
Of your ass.
Leave
it in.
But yeah, so she is definitely someone you recognize. But I will give you, I didn't immediately pull to those either. Right. But like as soon as I read them,
it's like, I have seen this hot chick somewhere. That chick is hot as fuck.
Yeah. And obviously been on the scene for a long time.
Dude, that fucking scene in the hot tub, dude, that was like the most paused fucking scene ever.
This isn't saying it. I said to D, I said, so can we immediately address the fact that those are fake? Because the way they float's not real. Like there's a bubble in a saline bag that's pulling that up.
One was up higher. It was like floating higher in the water than the other one.
We're not keeping that in for sure. We can't be the kind of guys.
I don't want to be mean to her. I'm not.
Well, we can't be the kind of guys that are talking that in depth.
Yeah, but that's super fucking funny.
All right, but back to what we were saying. But yeah, so he's in the tub with her. Like we said, for some reason she still goes through with this.
He even farts. Like she gives him some sake.
She acts like it's the cutest thing.
Yeah. How dare you break wind before me?
This is why I was bringing up to you, like, the sake scene almost seemed like she was supposed to be poisoning him, but they didn't tell us, right? Because she even asked, "How are you feeling?" immediately after.
Yeah, like in a Bond movie, he's going to sleep. He's going to wake up in like the laser chair.
So did they just? Was that what happened, but we didn't see it? And the poison didn't work?
Didn't
you
work.
Know what I'm saying? Like,
he spent years building an immunity.
And all it did was give him gas, indigestion.
It just made him fart.
But I feel like that scene's incomplete.
Yeah, me too. I do like his little poem after he farted, though. He's like, pardon me for being rude. It was not me. It was my food. It just popped up to say hello, but now it's gone back down below.
Yeah, I'm just literally staring at They already knew he was Austin. What was the fucking significance?
What the fuck was the point of this?
Yeah, sorry.
Scene transition.
Scene transition. She did indeed. Well, I mean, we'll address it more in a minute, but she did indeed have sex with Austin Powers for again no reason. Scene transition. Fembots.
I love the fembots. I feel bad for these guards, though.
She calls them replicants. So is this movie in the Blade Runner universe?
Ooh.
She literally... The only time I've ever heard the word replicant is in Blade Runner.
These are the latest in replicant technology.
Specific kind of robot to Blade Runner.
It really is. And that's exactly what she says
so
when they walk out.
So this is like just Blade Runner before? This is before... Like they started
this is
Blade
the precursor.
Runner? They started it?
Oh God, it's all Dr. Evil's fault. It's Virtucon's fault.
Their company started the world of Blade Runner.
Well, then we wouldn't have got that movie. So thank you, Dr. Evil.
Yeah, these things are straight out of the 60s, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Fembots, like they're the latest in technology, but she dressed them, made them, because she knows what Austin wants. She knows what Austin wants.
Yeah.
Austin wants
the
this.
60s blonde bombshell with the big hair.
Nancy Sinatra playing in the background.
Yes.
These boots are made for walking.
That's just what they'll do.
And then literally the boobs.
The boob guns.
They're bouncing to the song, right? The
poor fucking guards, man.
They did not
These poor guys, they didn't deserve this shit.
They just saw hot chicks.
Yeah. And then bang, 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 booby guns.
And now we get the caliber joke.
I love that. He's just like, I love to see women of that caliber. Oh, dude, that's what I wrote. I was like, fuck these guys.
Nobody gives him credit for how funny that was.
That was hilarious.
I also want to point out, since we live in a world where we are talking about this movie, but we definitely know the other two exist, and we know Dr. Evil is his brother, do you not see the comparison between him and Austin? Because Austin is literally in 30 seconds about to do the same thing.
The exact same thing.
With Vanessa and the head joke. Well, it's not 30 seconds. You get my point. Not very long from now.
That is true.
they mirror. I don't know if whoever wrote it, I don't know if it was a planned thing that was always in their head space that they were going to be brothers.
There's no way.
You sure?
There's no
way.
Are
you sure? Just because they never knew they were going to make another one doesn't mean that they didn't still. Writers sometimes write from a point of view that we don't know things.
Fair.
So do you get what I'm saying? Do you think? Because why else would you make that? Why else would you make that kind of comparison? That they both make these kind of jokes and then get really like in their head about whether it's funny or not.
Yeah, it's true.
I know.
Okay, I know. I want it.
I know we come from a world where we have the benefit of knowing that they are supposed to be brothers, but tell me it doesn't kind of.
I want it to be true.
It pays off.
I want that guy to have written the first movie and been like, and in his head, just been like, I've got 3 more movies written already. Just green light me, right?
They're brothers.
He's writing shit in the first movie. He's like, man, I hope I get a second movie so I can pay that off.
Funky dance transition.
Of course.
And now we get to finally see the MI6 and some sweet toys.
Yes.
And the MI6 should give
We get one. It's a watch. And then the dental hygiene stuff.
He's like, what's this stuff do?
Oh, this is explosive.
Let me guess.
That's a detonator.
I just swing.
High tensile wire for the dental floss and shit. And she's just like, no, there's just been like great advances in dental hygiene in the past 30 years.
And dude,
what are you trying to say?
Disgust on his face. It stays. If you watch, it stays almost till this whole scene is over. He constantly will just randomly look back at her with the...
What were you getting at?
What was all that about?
Right, what the fuck was that?
I love... Again... Don't give me the beat the dead horse joke like the laugh. Give me the subtle joke that keeps coming back that you have to be paying attention
just fucking
to see
keeps because Basil's coming in and talking and shit, and he's still looking at her like, what were you going on about?
What was that?
Like, what the fuck was
that? To me is way funnier. Something? I love that, dude.
And then it gets flipped here in a second because Basil's going on about the information, and she's like, how'd you get that? And he's like, oh, I sent Austin to a lot of Vagina's house and shit.
Austin, did you see him? He looks at...
Shut up!
He looks at that.
Shut the fuck up! Trying to give him the cutoff.
Don't forget, you're almost passing up our carnies.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Because he hates 2 types of people in the world.
There are only 2 things in this world that scare me, and one is nuclear war.
What's the other? What's the other thing that scares you?
Carnies. Circus folk, nomads, smell like cabbage. Small hands.
Literally, Basil is just like,
what the fuck?
Didn't argue.
No, and he's just kind of like, all right, that's fucking weird.
Then we get that's not a woman.
That's a man. Damn it, Austin, that's my mother.
No, this time it was a woman.
It was. He punches poor Basil's mom.
Mrs. Exposition. He says it. That's my mother, Mrs. Exposition. In case you thought that maybe that was his nickname because he's bad at it. No.
Literal name.
They are actually the Expositions. This is the
of Clan Exposition.
This is the Exposition household.
Of the Royal House of Exposition. We have a coat of arms and everything.
You gotta admit, she was beaten with an ugly stick.
Right.
That's my mom.
She is rather mannish, right? It's my mother. She's just back here crying, and the guards
literally
are over
Vanessa's
there like,
what is wrong with you? Then this is my favorite cameo. We get dance transition, Dr. Evil, Scotty. They're going to counseling.
Father-son therapy.
It's a
group counseling.
Group counseling meeting.
Carrie fucking Fisher. Motherfucking Princess Leia's in this movie.
That was so random.
As the most soft-spoken
yeah.
therapist ever.
Tell us about your problem.
Right.
And Scotty goes on. Dr. Evil's arguing with him. Okay, Scotty, we've heard your side. Doctor?
What about you? Like, tell us about yours. Like, well,
tell us about growing up. The shorn testicles.
It's like, well, I was a boy who was raised in Belgium. My father drank. My mother was a prostitute. And I was raised by a psychotic hippie person who shaved my testicles.
He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark. Or accuse chestnuts of being lazy. The kind of general malaise that can only come to you when you're truly mad. Truly a mad genius. Yeah. Because he still thought his dad was smart.
Yeah, his dad was a genius.
Shit, dude.
That little monologue is fantastic.
It is so good. I could sit here all day.
It's like, oh, that's why you're so fucked up.
Yeah, I love how he ends it with the shorn. Yeah. That's a word we don't use often enough in modern language. It is just a word that means shaved.
If you ever experienced the shorn testicle, it's really quite fantastic. You should really try it.
You forgot the luge lessons and the meat helmets in the summer. What the fuck is a meat helmet? Why did they make meat helmets?
I don't know.
All right, we got to get off that monologue because I could spend an eternity
Oh, dude, it's
on
fucking
that
great. My father would womanize. He would drink.
It was so much going on there. Then we cut back, music transition, to the moment where Vanessa is really finally wanting to find out what happened.
Yeah, she's
because before she heard it, she didn't know.
Yeah,
she's like, maybe something happened.
I'm
maybe
probably just being paranoid.
Let me talk to you, and then he immediately says, "Oh no, you're right.
You're totally right. I shagged her rotten, baby. Yeah."
Did you use protection?
Oh no, only sailors use protection.
I had my gun.
I had my gun. No, a condom, Austin.
Only a sailor uses those.
Not in the 90s.
Well, they should, those filthy buggers.
They go from port to port.
God damn.
No disrespect to our sailors out there, but wrap it.
Now, in all fairness, though, Austin was a promiscuous, sexy swinger. Is he not also essentially sleeping from port to port?
That's a much smaller port. He's not going to like Thailand and
STDs
shit.
Don't care about how far away you're traveling, sir.
True.
The number is far more important to the STD than the distance.
True. I love that fucking line.
No, it was good. It was good.
They should to filthy beggars.
But so then, though, this is the part where I was saying earlier, maybe Austin... It's not just the 60s, right? Like, Austin right now, he literally is trying to defend himself, and she's trying to come at him because she's like, you got to understand this is the 90s. It's not the 60s. It's different.
Yeah.
And my problem with this is Austin's just in the wrong no matter what year he's in, right? Because to be part of a swinger couple... both people have to know.
Yeah, they got to both
consent.
Yeah, they both have to be okay with it. Otherwise, you're just cheating.
You're just cheating. So my problem with this scene was this isn't a 60s, 90s thing.
No.
This is a difference between monogamous and swingers.
Yeah.
Is that he never had the conversation with her, hey, we should still be sleeping with more than us.
You know, kind of connect together. Is it cool if I still bang other chicks?
Now, I will also defend Austin at this time and say, they are not dating yet.
No, there's not been made anything. They haven't kissed.
They went on
nothing.
one date and she passed out drunk.
They didn't even kiss. He turned her down because she was drunk.
So I will say she's maybe a little out of line.
A little out of line. He's not your boyfriend.
They both have points.
Yeah. It's another classic. They're both wrong, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're both assholes.
Nobody's right here.
From our
everybody's
from
wrong.
Our Reddit that we like.
Right.
With, everyone's an asshole.
Yeah, so he does say that he was with her. She says she was, what did she say? She's like foul or she was atrocious. I don't know. It was just like, bitch, I don't know if we were looking at the same lady, but okay.
No, that bitch was fine. I mean, you're hot too. I mean, you're both hot.
But so now we get the time where Austin finally really has self-reflection.
We have the sad montage.
Well, it's a sad montage of self-reflection, but he also is finally trying to catch up on the 30 years. Right?
Yeah, and he starts like looking like he's writing like Mama Cass ham sandwich.
Scratches his CD player on the record player, right?
Because he does
scratches the CD on the record player. Sorry, I said that wrong. My question: where did he find pump shoes in '97? Those were like '92.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, like,
did they still do those?
They might have, but they wouldn't have been popular enough for him to go out and buy them.
Right?
If this were '92,
yeah, 92, 93,
he would have bought the pump shoes.
Just for the powder joke.
It was just for the joke.
Yeah.
I get it. But I mean, I had a problem with that. I was like, did they have to special order those?
Should have been just like Air Jordans or something.
My biggest problem though is when this scene is over, it ends with Vanessa coming in, seeing him, watching the fall of the Berlin Wall, and she literally sits down and says, "Oh yeah, I forgot just how much of the last 30 years you've not seen." And she mentions off a few things. They play it up for laughs because he says some stuff, and we'll get to the laughs in a second. But my point here is, way back to the beginning, what was her fucking job?
I was just saying that was her fucking job, was to get him acclimated with shit. She's not good at her fucking shit, is she?
No. And then, and she was spiteful with him, it was because she
didn't explain
do her job.
You're supposed to tell him how shit works in the 90s, and you did not do that.
We'll get away from that. because I'll be mad again.
Yeah, it's fine.
But it was stupid.
Do your job.
Yeah. But she mentions like all these things, and I love that all Austin ends it with. And Liberace was gay. Did not see that. Like he's just
women loved him too.
He drives it home. Coming. Like that's. I don't like the joke that goes too far. Usually,
yeah.
This one,
that one was fine. It was the perfect just amount. Ends and let it hang for a second.
Amount
go
of letting it go.
Right?
Because he drove it home. He says it once, and he says, "But really, I didn't see that."
Right? And she's just kind of like looks at him for a second. And it's like, yeah, and then off we go to the next scene,
which is. Them going to the plant, right? They're infiltrating the plant. They're going in.
Why? My only question. Why are they dressed this way?
Austin is on the verge. Again, like we already said.
Borderline racist.
Will Ferrell was already almost there.
On that line.
Mike Myers is pushing it again.
Yeah, just a little bit. Why are you dressed like an Indian guy? On a tour for a... Fucking what kind of factory even
I
was
don't know,
this?
But one of the things the guy doing the tour mentioned, volatile chemicals. They said number 2.
I thought they were done with that. I thought we got out of that.
It's at least one of the things they're still doing in that specific factory.
God damn it! Can't get a straight answer out of anybody in this fucking movie.
We'll keep moving though. They steal some clothes. They see some guys.
People were not even the same size.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's like some really tall, skinny
guy. They
come
out wearing clothes that are
perfect tailored fit.
They move
so
down.
Funny.
As soon as they get the fake clothes and they start walking, they're like, "Oh, steamrollers, let's steal one," right? And they steal it.
And they're immediately made too, because people start fucking yelling at them
like,
to stop.
Let's get away.
And that one guard they're like, "Stop!"
I love this gag.
It's 30 fucking feet away.
I love this gag, but I will point out in a movie that I've already said steals a lot of gags. This is from Naked Gun 33 1/3.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I have not
100%.
seen that movie since I was 5.
They do this joke. It's how they kill the bad guy.
Is the exact same joke? Steamroller and all?
Steamroller from far away.
Oh,
he's screaming, "Don't get me." Same joke.
How long in between the two movies?
93.
Oh, shit. No, that's
4
not,
years.
That's not
Definitely
good.
enough time that they saw it. They knew they were doing
it. You need to wait a little longer before you're going to rip off people. They ripped off Demolition Man, too. So
4 years on that one as well.
Oh, fuck.
4 years is almost the spot on the number of years for every movie they ripped off, other than the actual 60s.
Wow, so whoever's writing this was seriously just sitting there being like, that's been 4 years. That's long enough. Nobody fucking remembers, right?
But so, again, the gag is good, though. I'm not going to pretend
he's just screaming stop, and there's real... Move!
They run him over, and then
instantly stop. Immediately stop.
Jump off of the thing, which is great. Then now we slide to Scotty. Scott. It's Dr. Evil. They're back at the... Again, this is...
like having dinner or something,
well, this
right?
is kind of like the back... This is to let us know, they're about to meet. This is like our last one. Because after this, Dr. Evil and Austin are in the same place for the rest of the movie. So this is our last slide away from each other. But yeah, they're just having a normal moment. They're eating. He's talking to Scott. What are your plans for this weekend? I thought I'd stay in. There's a good titty movie on Skinamax.
Right? Hell yeah.
That's it.
That's how we had to do it back in the 90s. You had to wait for the fucking titties to show on TV.
Scotty shh. Yeah.
But
we didn't want to go into that full line because that's one of those ones that you guys have heard and you probably didn't want to hear us do the entire thing.
No, but he shushes even shit.
Oh,
my favorite bit is before you start, that was a preemptive shh. Just so you know, I have a full bag of shh with your name on it. That was the best. Like at the end, that was the best one.
What are you feeding him? Why don't you just kill him?
Right?
Because while they're eating, they're bringing Austin into the room, and he's just like, I don't understand what we're doing.
Right? Just shoot him.
It's dinner time. Why are they here?
You're like, Scott, you don't get it. He's like, I have a gun
in my room.
Room. We'll shoot him together. It'll be fun.
Family bonding.
Right, bonding time. We'll shoot him. We
just made progress in group. Scott, I had the group liquidated.
Shit. I think that's later, but
it
whatever.
Is, but I had to go ahead
and do it.
It's too funny, dude.
He just doesn't get it, man.
It kind of fits right now because it's all just part of their argument with each other. Their dumb argument.
But Scott's super pissed because And then Dr. Evil's just like makes it worse because he's like, okay, now we're going to put you into this room where I have sharks with lasers on their head.
Before that, I want to point out, he talks about his plan again, right? And he talks about how he was never going to actually not go through
blow up with it.
And the plan was that this was going to be underneath every major city. It wasn't one missile, right? Okay. He says it's underneath every major city.
Where are the other missiles? We only saw you get one.
I don't care about that. My problem is if you're going to go through with this anyway, would that not wreck the world economy of what the fuck the value of money is? What good?
Enjoy your useless stack of paper.
What good is $100 billion if you screw the world economy?
That's a good point. Enjoy your stack of useless paper.
You cause the apocalypse to where money is valueless and then have money to show for it.
He just likes, it's pretty. It's green and it smells nice. He just likes to play with it. He's got the Scrooge McDuck vault, but it's full of dollar bills, which was probably actually smarter because you could actually dive into it.
Now we slide back into the hall. Oh, sorry. Now's when we get the part where you were talking about the sharks. He wanted sharks with lasers
on their
heads. They didn't
heads.
have sharks with lasers. They couldn't figure out how to make that work.
They couldn't get to the sharks are endangered species, and they couldn't get through the red tape. It would have took too long.
In all fairness, I don't think they would have had lasers that small, right? He spent money to buy the one that could make the hole in the ozone.
Right.
That's big.
Not really is. And he's just like, all right, I don't ask for much. All I wanted was sharks with freaking laser beams on their head.
Do we have anything?
Sea bass. Are they ill-tempered?
They've been mutated.
Are they ill-tempered?
A little bit.
It's a start, all right. And it's a fucking. He's the most evil.
Scott is still screaming,
right?
Like,
he's still just like, let's shoot them. Why are you? And you're not even gonna watch?
You told them the plan.
Because they're getting up to leave. He's like, you're not even going to watch. He's like, I just assume that it'll be okay.
They get into the room. They're left with the sea bass. And she's like, what do you have with you? I have the toothpaste.
I got toothpaste and dental. Like, all right, I get it. I have bad teeth. She's like, no, use it to get us the fuck out of here. Oh, right. Judo chop. Splashes the toothpaste on the guard.
I love this because this is one of the first like real fights that we get to hear Austin utilize judo chop. You have
judo trick.
Yeah, and kick. He uses all of his judo tricks right now.
Yep.
But I do appreciate that you have to announce it. You can't.
You can't.
Those are deadly weapons.
You have to. It's a courtesy.
If you don't announce that you're doing these judo things,
that's not okay.
You could be arrested for using a deadly weapon.
It's murder. You're gone.
It changed. It doesn't even matter that he's an agent.
No. That kill people for free card.
Nope.
Revoked. You did not announce the judo.
No, you have to tell people judo chop.
Judo chop, judo kick. You got to announce it. You got to give them that warning, or it doesn't count. You're fucked.
Then while this is going on, though, they take out the one henchman, right?
Right.
Falls in. This is the part I was talking about with the joke, right? He loses his head. Austin makes that joke first.
The puns.
He makes the first one.
Well, that's not a way.
Lost his head on that one. Or was that the first one? Which one was the first one?
I think that's the first one. He's like, wow, that's not a way to get ahead in life.
He just keeps going.
He'll never be the head of a major corporation.
They get worse and worse.
And to the point where like Vanessa's just like, all right, we're done. He's like, again, let's go.
This is very Dr. Evil with the caliber joke.
It really was.
The only difference is that he's not in charge.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Evil was. So Dr. Evil got to be like, why wasn't that? He got to kind of bark at them.
Motherfuckers laugh at my joke.
Austin just has to try to be like, well, I'm going to try to make her laugh.
I'm going to keep trying until you laugh at me.
But it's so the same, right?
It is. Okay. Maybe they are. Maybe it was planned in advance. I'll concede.
But once they make their way out of there, Vanessa needs to break her way out of the building, try to get reinforcements, come back, save the day.
When they drive up on the little cart thing.
Austin's like, don't worry, I'll go forward. I'll be waiting for you, but I'm going to try to go stop everything right now. He tries to take the cart further.
He tries to back it up and shit. He gets it fucking stuck and shit.
He's like stuck in the parallel park position back and forth in the hallway.
Fucking trying.
I love it.
I could watch that on a loop. Him just trying to back the damn thing up.
We see Dr. Evil and Scott talking again. He's talking about it. Just blow me.
What?
Show me.
Show me your evil plan. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Because Dr. Evil's just like, don't you want to see what Daddy does? Blow me. What? Show me. I really want to see it. It's super exciting. Let's do that.
And then we see Austin still trying to turn the cart around.
It's worse now because it's just.
How did he do this? How long did he waste?
Fucking 30 minutes. It had to have been.
He finally runs up.
Just finally runs and goes.
Fembots. He breaks into a room with fembots.
Full on, and they even spray some kind of.
Doesn't matter.
Some kind of smoke.
He's got this. He's
like,
good.
Fuck this. You all want to talk some mojo. He flips it on him. He starts doing his sexy dance.
Maybe one of the first times he uses the word mojo, too.
Yeah.
In this movie. It's big in all of the others.
Yeah, this is where it first shows up in this one.
But his mojo, goddammit. His mojo is strong.
His mojo is like, they came at me with my mojo, and so I had to go with mine, and our mojos got mixed, and then they all fucking blew up.
Oh, yeah. Blew their heads up. They couldn't handle it.
Yeah, they could not handle the sexy.
Vanessa walks by.
Right when he's dancing, he's all full underwear, Union Jack panties and everything. He's still dancing and shit. She's just like, what the fuck? He's like, no, it's not what it looks like.
The one guard that's with her.
Yeah, the one guard. He's eyeball the fuck out of him after they're like.
Constantly in between these scenes is random moments of Frau yelling, I'm the probe!
I'm the missile!
Yes. Again, at this point, it's like our dance transition has changed.
Yeah, it's just her and the fucking the counting guy.
Yeah. It's fucking hilarious.
Poor fucking counting guy. It's like his only job.
But
Vanessa, we've got our backup with Vanessa.
We also got
it's
to
time
point
to
out,
roll,
though,
right?
when Vanessa showed up with her backup, did you notice what she was wearing?
She's wearing her mom's outfit from the beginning of the movie. Nice.
God bless them for doing that for us.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Also very impractical. Why does she have her mom's outfit?
Her mom sent it with her in case she needs it. This saw me through so many operations back in the day. It'll give you luck, right? Yes. Family heirloom, the family cat suit.
Sorry, I also, before we leave all this, I have to also address the word that Austin made up for how he was able to blow up the fembots. Did you catch that?
The cross-mogenation.
Shut up. I love that. Like it's real.
Because that's
like
the cross-mogenation, and they all kind of blew up, man.
I love that, dude. Now, talking about our songs, we didn't open with a great one. I gotta blast this right now. Secret Agent Man.
That's
the best. Agent Man. It's not
Asian Man. Agent.
Get it right.
Man.
He comes in.
Agent Man.
And he comes in blasting his way.
Right, dude. Gunfire. We got our big gunfight. Judo chops. Judo chop. Up the stairs and shit. I love fucking Dr. Evil. He's like running back and forth at like a pin gallery and shit while they're shooting at him and stuff, and he fucking falls on his ass and fucking crawls through the door.
We gotta hurry, dude.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Dr. Evil. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so
he gets
Dr. Evil
door,
starts.
right?
Well, he starts making the speech to Austin, like about how those free swinging 60s didn't pull out the way.
Austin hit the abort button first. There's the big, gotta stop the missile, right?
I guess
it's not important to the movie at all. The stupid missile.
I mean, I don't think it would have worked.
It wouldn't have.
This is my point.
That thing would have drilled.
Mustafa
probably designed it. Even if it drilled and made it to the magma core, it would have. It would have evaporated.
So, like I said, I'm not really worried about that abort on the missile. I don't believe it was ever going to be a problem. But yeah, at this point though, like the plan is falling apart. Yeah. Dr. Evil is trying to just save face with words.
I guess because he
starts bashing Austin, right? He's like, "You guys in your free swinging 60s failed anyway. What's it matter?" And Austin's like, "We didn't fail. We were never about the sex. That was just a bonus.
Yeah, it was just a bit of the rebellion, you know.
And we were about freedom.
Maybe we kind of did some shit wrong along the way, man, but
we succeeded.
But we succeeded because now we have freedom and responsibility. It's a very groovy time, man.
Goddamn aging hipsters.
Yeah,
I love that from Dr. Evil. It was
nothing
so
worse
good.
than an aging hipster.
Yeah, it was so good.
And then fucking number 2 shows up, right? And he's just like, because Dr. Evil thinks he's like, haha, my boy's here.
Yeah, but number 2 literally is exactly like I said from the beginning. Like I would have been in his shoes. If the money is what's important, what are we doing?
What are we doing here? I spent 30 years turning this into a legitimate business. You show up and in 2 weeks you fuck it all up
for evil plans.
I am tired of you pushing me.
I was going to be in Forbes.
He like starts crying. He's like, I am sick of
I was
going to
be in Forbes. I was going to be in Forbes magazine.
I know, dude. That's huge, especially back then.
He also had a Fembot in his suitcase.
He did. He had a Fembot in his suitcase and a sweet ass fucking Luger, man. Did you see that gun?
Yeah. Now's the part where he says he was going to kill Scott. And then Scott's like, but I will break through in group. I had the group liquidated,
you
Scott.
Stupid fuck. I hate you. I hate you and I hope you die. Oh, Scott, it hurts Daddy when you say that, honestly.
Oh, so good. And so after this, number 2 gets liquidated.
Yeah, because the stupid fucker sits down. Why did you know those chairs do that? Why would you sit
Austin
there?
was even walking over to him.
Yeah, because he's like, I got a business proposition for you. And Austin's like, oh, cool. Okay. This sounds like it's going to be way better than what I was doing.
Nope. Flips him out.
It
gets liquidated.
Yep, Dr. Evil immediately is like, fuck
hits
you.
the voodoo chop.
Yep.
Hey, come on now. She's growing.
Judo chop.
Learning from Austin.
It really is, man. They're gonna be okay.
Once she does the voodoo.
Voodoo?
Yeah, I said it.
Voodoo.
Once she does her judo chop, we then see Dr. Evil making his escape.
Back into the egg?
To be cryogenically frozen again?
Again?
Why, dude?
Sequel.
It worked out so well this time. Why would you
I'll try again in another 30 years. Surely Austin won't freeze himself too.
But quickly, as we both see in the movie and we know because we've seen the sequels.
Yeah.
The cryogenics doesn't work this time. So there will be no 30-year gap. It will be much sooner.
He's just really cold.
He's just cold and in space.
In space.
So he needs to
He does have to come back down way sooner. There's no 30 limit. 30 years this time.
And now we end on the future?
The wedding?
Before we get there, we won't even see the wedding. That's not even fair. We see
it's
the
a honeymoon. Yeah.
Before we get there, we do see him leave this time in the car again, right?
Yeah.
The flip. First off.
Yeah, because the base is going to blow up and
how'd they get there?
She, when she left, made them airdrop the shag wire because they knew she'd need an escape.
Point,
yeah, there's just it's just sitting out there.
It's so impractical. But then Austin flips into the car and his aim
nuts
is off.
himself right on the fucking gear shift. Vanessa don't give a fuck. She still just rams it down into fucking third.
I want to point out again, he's still letting the woman drive.
Yeah, he did. He still let her drive. Got his nuts smashed for his troubles, but
I mean, it is what it is.
Sometimes the chivalrous man must suffer.
But yeah, now is when we see honeymoon.
Yeah, because they got married, and it's all nice, and we get
we get
another naked hide the penis, hide the titty.
Well, and we get all happiness, right? Yeah. Like they're together, everything's great. Her mom's okay, and
everything's fine.
Everything's good. They all got gifts. They're showing the gifts.
And fucking Basil calls. Yeah. He's like, did you get my gift? He's like, yes, Basil.
Basil on
nice rack.
Basil on a real video.
Yeah.
Not a fake, pixelated, shitty.
It's like a phone thing.
It's a phone, which again still wouldn't have looked this way.
No.
But this is my point. If the phone wouldn't have looked this way, but we made this, why didn't we do this on the computer?
I don't know. I felt bad for Basil because Austin opens that thing right at dick level.
Basil saw everything we didn't.
Right.
Everything. Because most of those gags,
most
of those gags would not have been in the way of his camera.
Yeah.
They were just in the way of our camera.
Yeah. I don't know. Could I handle seeing Mike Myers' dick if I got to see Elizabeth Hurley? That's a hard choice. I don't know if I could do it.
Let's not forget to point out he's fixed his teeth.
Yep, they're nice and shiny and white now.
They are still making tooth jokes.
Yeah.
At his expense, which I think is not fair since he fixed them.
Look, that's fucking,
once you fix them,
that's like $30,000 worth of work.
Once you fix them, leave the fucking man alone.
Leave the man alone.
Just when you think the movie's done,
fucking Random Tasks shows back up.
Who throws a shoe?
Who throws a shoe? Honestly. I'm gonna have a lump there, you idiot.
And that's it. That's all that's for. It's
movie.
Literally just there for you to be like, let's laugh about this shoe joke.
And then they have a fight. He kills him with the penis pump.
I would tell you, this is not the end of the movie. Well, we jumped the gun on when we saw the cryogenics. Now's when we see that it didn't work, and we hear,
I'll get you for this, Austin Powers.
And Bigglesworth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we also close out with two more things. The photo shoot.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we're going to talk about how hot Elizabeth Hurley is. We got to talk about that photo shoot. Because she is in, like, almost naked a couple of times. Like, she's in the rain.
No, like the raincoat thing
is
the little things. Oh, my God.
So, again, we can't not talk about that.
I'll try to not gush too much over it. I don't want
to appear creepy. But then it also ends on a thing. I want to make sure if you know this. So, you know the end of the movie. After the photo shoot.
Yeah.
It's the song. BBC 1.
BBC 2. BBC 3. BBC 7.
That is Mike Myers' band. That is.
Oh shit! Really?
That is their song. That's not a. That's not a.
I thought it was just some random song from the '60s.
They were called Ming T. It's him and some other guys. They did song. That was it. They did like old. They kind of revamped this feeling of the '60s music before this. They did this.
That's awesome.
Two of the guys separated and did their own thing after this. But yeah, that was them. That's them.
That's pretty cool.
In the scene, it's it's
actually the band and him. He's really singing. So in the second movie, when he's doing the whole like "Daddy wasn't there," did they write that or is that a cover?
I have no idea on that one.
We'll get to that one at some fucking point.
All right,
I'm
guys.
sure. But that's the movie.
This is good. I don't know if it's actually going to be long after the edit, so I don't want to say this was long. This is for me and you. I don't know if that's for the people. Yeah, this is good. We love this movie. It was great.
Everybody loves this movie.
Again, we know this isn't our normal fare, guys, but we couldn't pass it up with a name like Shag.
It's too good with the Shag, right?
All right. But on that note, what did you think of this beer?
I like it.
It was so good.
It's if you ever wanted to drink a campfire,
and
not have it be like just charcoal, it's like that. Fuck, I don't even know how to describe it.
I don't either, but the toastiness is there.
There's a smoke. There's a little smoke with the toast from the
tree bark.
The tree bark that they put in this. Like I can't.
The shag bark.
The shag bark.
There
is tree bark in this.
Definitely shagalicious.
You would think that would put you off of it, right? It's like, oh, this tree. That sounds good.
No,
it's awesome. It's really good.
So mellow.
It really was.
Yeah.
So good job.
Shagalicious.
Shagadelic, baby. Yeah.
Any other shag word that he used in the movie.
Throw all in there.
At this beer.
Good job, Sawstone.
We appreciate
We love you guys.
Again, we love a chance to get to do one with something local.
From our local people.
We try our best to do more. We're going to be doing. We have at least one more planned.
Yeah.
For the summer.
It'll be coming soonish.
Yeah, we can't give it. We're not that.
Vague,
we're not that planned.
Insert vague time frame here.
But on that note, what are we doing next time?
Next time, we're going to be doing North Coast Brewing Company's Old Rasputin. What kind of movies has Rasputin in it? I mean, I know a couple.
I don't know.
But I'm thinking.
Let us know, guys.
I'm thinking of a specific one. A Pacific one. That's not right. Make your guesses in the comments section below. We'll send you a nice message if you get it right. Right?
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe.
All right, man. I think we're done.
All right, cool. Hit that cool music, buddy.
Ozone layer.